All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 114 of the Red Force podcast. My name is Eric Talado. Joining me today, Christian Talado.
We're live. Surprise emergency call-in show. You know, everyone knows what happened. Chapter got delayed a week. Oda was sick. He's officially better and officially on track again. So he was sick, so he's fine.
How does a man isolated from society get a common cold?
So some intern infiltrated. All right.
Hmm.
All right. So
Best interns.
man got sick. He's back. So it's not serious. We hope. All right. He's back. He's back in action. Get ready for next week. Now this
Well,
this
it's all conjecture, right? No one actually knows because he's away
the
1 week.
official statement stated
All right,
that he was sick and now he's better and that's why the chapter is delayed.
How many people are gonna bring this up when we talk about the flashback? That he was sick.
I don't know that it actually affected anything.
I'm sure I'll
It's
say
delayed a chapter a week. Does this affect Oda break schedule? We don't know. There's a lot of questions going on there.
What were we on? We're only on like 2 chapters anyway.
Yeah,
So we got another 2 released in the bag.
but people were saying he was going on break on March 7th.
It happens when it happens.
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
whatever. It's too again. We're left in the dark a little bit here because we're not in Japan. We're just getting like translated
And
messages.
if we were in Japan,
I'm sure we could read the Twitter.
Mm.
You have to translate it. We're kind of left in the dark.
How do we get close to Oda?
Yes,
We gotta learn Japanese.
yes.
I feel like we could somehow, some way, it can be done.
All right,
And then he can tell us the secrets.
of course. But what else
And then
to
he
talk
could be
about?
like, that fucking Drizzt, I hate him so much. He's such a fucking idiot.
Yeah, why would we even tell him about him though?
Nah, he watches apparently, Christian.
He does. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of March 7th, the Matt B 7th Reverie.
March 8th, Christian.
March 8th. Well, March 8th for us, right?
Yes, March 8th for the Australian viewers, which would be a Sunday.
Yeah, March 8th. March 7th. The official 7th Reverie, hosted by Matt B.
Yeah.
All you
Basically doing all the legwork.
Drizzt doing all the check. Expect all your favorite guests there. Roger's Base, King of Lightning,
Yeah, everyone's
Morge,
gonna
O'Hara, Drizzt, of course, Matt B. Master J, he's the Matt B gang, the Drizzt gang.
Master J, Virgo, I believe, is invited.
Sure.
So, I expect after this flashback, it's gonna get spicy, and it's gonna devolve. I imagine the Odin talk about Kaido will devolve into a Navy Yonko battle
Of course.
once again.
Of course. We got your classic Navy stands like
I don't,
Drizzt, like
I don't
Braga,
expect.
Matt
We
B.
might get into a Zoro Sanji thing with Enma because apparently Enma's now useless.
I mean, the panel stated this is the sword that did cut, not the only sword, but whatever.
Now apparently, no, Christian.
Yeah.
I did read the official
What did it say?
because I was challenged on that fact.
Okay.
Because I rely on you to give me the facts, right?
That's what it
And
implied.
you're usually 95% correct, 99%. I'll give you 99.
Okay.
But sometimes you make me look like an idiot
What did the official say?
because you're so adamant.
What did the official say?
It says only.
This is the only sword
Yes.
that could cut Kaido.
Now people are like, oh, blah, 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 he used 2 sword style. Now, if you want to be so specific, Christian, right?
Yeah.
If the people out there want to be so specific, which sword hit first? If
Exactly.
you want to get even more specific, all right?
Was he channeling Enma's spirit through the other sword?
Again, we talked about this. I don't know why it's so vague and unclear.
Why wasn't it a special attack? Why wasn't there some sort of ultimate Haki explosion?
Oh, it'll be special in the anime.
Oh, it would be special when Zoro does it.
Yeah.
So, you can count on that.
Zoro and Luffy are the only characters that really matter.
The get source. Alright? Eric, read the chat.
You can tell when I squint because I'm blind. Christian, I think at some point I'm going to have to succumb to glasses.
You already you legally can't drive without glasses, so
Yeah. So I think that's coming. Look forward to that.
you are probably blind. All right.
Yeah.
So
I think I've succumbed to the final understanding that
you can't see.
it's gonna have to happen at some point.
All right. You're about 8 years too late on that
Now,
revelation.
last time I went to optometrist, Christian, your eyesight got worse. My eyesight stayed the same.
But it's still terrible.
But I think it's getting worse, so maybe I'm gonna have to succumb.
All right. Well, there you go. Succumb to
Drizzt is saying something about me. I don't know. Stephen translating correctly. People were saying that was Drizzt. I don't care about other people's translations.
There's a lot of hearsay. That's what I was
I'm only
saying.
taking the official translation because that's all we can talk about.
There's a
I'm
lot.
not going to talk about your mate that knows Japanese. All right, I'm not going to talk about it.
Shout out to Drizzt Coon. He will be joining us later on in this episode for the topic of the show. We want to give the people their chance to talk because this is a call-in show.
Yes, and if people want to donate, we can read their stuff as well. I believe there's a link in the description for the Discord. There should be.
Sure.
Unless Christian changed it.
No, it's still there.
So join that, jump into the waiting room, all that shit.
Final kind of announcement before we get into the topics. So key up Dart. Give him a
Also,
message.
Dart, I am moderating the chat, not you. Okay, on this live stream. So
okay, all right.
Modding abilities.
Again, read my webcomic, Shadow Soul. Fights spice up, heating up. Alright? Phase 1 of the fight's complete. Moving into Phase 2. Surprises. Secret power-ups. All the...
Where can people get this, Christian?
They can get it on Webtoons. Look in the description. Go check it out. Yeah. Go read it.
Just a warning for the people out there. Drizzt will be joining us at some point as well. For the topic of the show.
Yeah, I already said that.
Okay?
Already said that. Alright.
People are saying my skin's glowing. I appreciate it. It's probably the lighting.
The light's just smacking him in the face. He's pixelated as shit. His webcam quality is terrible.
Yeah. Now, what's really annoying is, right, every time I turn on my computer, I have to pause Steam because your stupid Monster Hunter keeps on downloading 4K packages.
Just take off the updates.
Okay.
Just take off auto updates. I don't know what the problem is. Alright?
Anyway.
Alright.
What's going on? We got an episode this week.
Yeah.
Andy's doing something.
No, there's no anime episode this week. All right,
No
break over the anime. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna wait. All right. We'll head into the chapter segment or the topic segment, and we'll get in Dart for his topic.
Okay.
All right, we're in the segment of the call-in show, call-in topics. First topic from Dart. What can other Shonen Jump titles learn from One Piece and vice versa? Is he ready to talk to us? Pull him in.
Dart, you're on. Dart, hello.
Hello, Dart.
Dart is not speaking.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
I am here.
Dart is here.
Talk to us. How do you feel? Alright.
Hello.
What can other... Christian, we always talk about this with My Hero back in the day.
Yeah, you back? You ready?
You're on the show.
I'm here.
You okay?
We're talking about your topic, mate.
Alright, so I like to say, like, I read lots of mangas,
Yes.
and One Piece has like lots of other competition in the Shonen Jump title, in the Shonen Jump lineup.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always always nice to get perspective from like other series and how One Piece could perform, like in comparison to how could it improve, and what could other series do to improve based on what One Piece has done.
Sure.
Like I was thinking about this, like I think some of the other titles, like I assume you haven't read like Act Age, but it's like the one about the acting.
Yeah, that's the popular show. Yeah. But acting.
Yeah. Like the main character has like this rival that she's always like competing with.
Yeah.
Who's another female actress, and like I don't think One Piece has like that sense of like rivalry per se. Like Luffy has rivals, but it's not like they're not like there like all the time, like trying to like push each other
Sure.
forward. I think
You know,
One Piece
yeah.
could use something like that.
He doesn't have a Sasuke, he doesn't have a Bakugo, he doesn't have a Vegeta.
Now here's the thing about the rival, right? The rival always has to be in close vicinity to the main character to have that rivalry. And One Piece, adventure manga, everyone's moving around. We're not close to each other at all times. So that's why I don't think the rival would work for One Piece. Unless you
It's
have
kinda
like unless
yeah.
you had like Kobe chasing Luffy in every arc.
Similar to like Toriko, where like
That was Smoker for a bit, but
Yeah,
then
Smoker for a
he
bit,
went
yeah.
go somewhere.
similar to like Toriko, where it
Like,
is an
there's, like,
adventure manga,
push.
and like
Yeah.
there's always like a character that's like they
And,
meet at certain points, but they never really like
And
spend
I
a
think
lot
the
of screen
other
time together.
series could like build their world better. Cause like One Piece
Yeah.
is like one of the
Top tier
best,
world building.
if not the best, when it comes to world building.
Here's the thing though,
But,
like the rival character is almost like to do a rival character like throughout the entire series. The rival character is almost the co-MC. You look at Sasuke, you look at Vegeta, they're always like the kind
That role would theoretically be taken by Zoro, but that's not the dynamic. That's not the dynamic of the show.
Yeah. So like,
Oh, you're right. So Zoro is Luffy's rival. Am I right?
Kinda, but not really.
yeah, not really, yeah. But
They're more partners than rivals.
because if you look, like Vegeta's like on the Z squad, but he's always competing with Goku.
Zoro is literally like
Right.
Vegeta light,
Yeah.
as in like there's a little bit of competitiveness there with Luffy,
And
a little bit.
I think the other series could do do world building better. Especially some of the other series that's not based in like Japan or like the normal
I think
world.
I think
Something like
other
Black
series
Clover,
other
like,
series don't necessarily
what's another
need
one?
the world building. I think
There's just one new manga that came out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Where it's like about like they have to like
Sure.
there are these witches and turn to monsters. It's kind of like Attack on Tiny, but instead of tines, like witches and like monsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they should like build a world better, even though it just started.
I think what other shonen are missing is the heart that One Piece can
Yeah.
put
Let me
into
ask you
it.
something. Do you think the world building should be as important if it's not like an original world, if it's like just set in like Japan or something?
Well, I think the moments that make One Piece above and beyond is like the moments of like grand sacrifice. That like how far will Luffy be willing to go for his crew? Like early on,
Hello?
example is like early examples are like Drum Island.
Yeah.
And that like is a real like bonding moment between Sanji, Luffy, Nami.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? You were quiet for me.
Do you have me on a lower volume or is it not coming through on Discord?
Can you hear me, Dot?
It's probably coming.
I hear you now.
Alright.
He probably can't hear me.
Why is that?
Probably because. Anyway, let me see. Can you hear me now, Dart?
Why is what?
Dart. This is fantastic.
Alright, apparently the guest can't hear Eric, so I'll just take over while he tries to fix his goddamn.
Dart.
Oh yeah, I assumed he was just being quiet.
I know what the problem is. Don't worry. I'll fix it.
I was wondering.
Alright,
couldn't
so
hear
Dart.
Eric. What's up?
Let me bring up a rival manga called Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Because it's basically, it's got a fantasy world, it's got world building, it's got it's you know, it's got its fights, it's got everything. It's pretty similar to One Piece in that way, where it's kind of an adventure where the main characters go off on different countries and different quests. But the thing with Hunter x Hunter is it has that rivalry kind of thing with Hisoka and the spiders, but it also like hurts the world building because the spiders are in every arc, and it kind of makes the world seem small when there's this one group that's in kind of every arc, involved in every mission, always there chasing. Like it can't, you know what I mean? Like to have this rival that follows the main cast, kind of makes the world seem small. You know what I mean?
Well, you can also just that also could be part like in the author's fault. Like they could have like a balance of both.
Yeah, it's a balance. Like
I see Eric his little Discord thing pop up, but I don't hear him.
Yeah, does it work now?
I hear you now.
Yeah, alright, we're done. We're good. All right, yeah. So basically, what I was saying is, I think that other shonen can learn to do because it's pretty common in stories to have like the main character do grand sacrifices for his friends to make them bond with each other. But I think Oda's so creative with the amount of like different scenarios in which that happens. So like we see Odin like last week with the boiling oil and he's carrying them. It's a creative situation where you understand how much pressure he's under.
Sure.
So like I think like you can have someone jump in front of a car for someone, but you know, be more creative, have those moments more often, actually like show the dynamic between the crew instead of just like random stuff. And yeah,
Would it
I
would it
think
be
that's
better
the
to have
difference.
like would you rather have a story that has good world building but weak characters, or vice versa?
Characters for me is better than
For me, the world should be explored through the characters. So you would have to have strong
yeah.
characters for that strong world.
We
You know what I
talked
mean?
about this
Yeah.
before, but yeah.
So it's
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 like
all well
JoJo
it's
Part.
all well and good to have like, oh, this event happened at this time in this period of time, and this is the history. But if it doesn't mean anything to the characters, it's kind of just
Yeah.
there for flavor.
And it's
It's
like
gonna affect
JoJo
it.
Part 5, where like the crew is very good, the character dynamics are very good, and there's a little bit of world building with the organization.
Yeah,
But it works because the character crew guru is very good,
yeah.
and like there's not that much other stuff. So yeah. All right, Dart. We appreciate your time. We hope
Thanks
we
for
answered
turning
your
up.
question.
No problem. It was happy to talk with Christian 80% of the time
Yeah.
and you the 20%.
Well, that's just the normal ratio of talking during the show.
I cut it off.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm the controller. I let Christian rant and rave
Okay.
because he's a passionate individual.
All right.
You're right. That's what co-hosts do. You're right.
All right. Thanks, Dart.
Alright.
Interesting topic, Christian. We haven't really gone into other series in a while after my My Hero Academia rant.
Hatred period. Yeah.
Hatred period. Christian, the hatred's still
I
there.
don't know why you hate it per se. Like you could
It's
not
just
like it.
Nah, it's fine. It's just something I hate, you know.
All right.
It's just something to roast.
All right. Next topic from Cruisop.
Yes.
Talk about the show Doflamingo Power Creep. Now we always talk about the Doflamingo Power Creep. Now let's see what Mr. Cruisop has to say about it.
All right. Cruise up. We're calling you.
Let's go.
Cruise up. You're in.
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Not
Good.
bad. How's it going?
Talk to us about Doflamingo.
Yeah, so my topic, I guess, I'm not trying to power scale Doflamingo, but I'm rather just trying to like understand, I guess, the theory between behind like the power scaling of Doflamingo, because in the beginning, you know, like people were just saying like he's, you know, underneath third commander, like barely third commander and stuff, and then like people are all of a sudden like saying yeah he can beat Cracker and Jack, and all of a sudden people are comparing him to Katakuri, and like he hasn't done anything since Dressrosa. Like he just keeps getting stronger and stronger in the eye of the public. So
It's because
what's the deal with that?
here's the reason, right? Because we beat Doflamingo in, Dressrosa, and then we go over to Zoro, and then we get the Legend of Jack.
Yeah.
We get the
And-
Legend of Jack, the third commander. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jack's hype as shit," and then we move to Wano. We see Jack get kind of defeated, kind of damaged by Ashura Doji, and you can see in Hawkeye Gold where a first commander goes down from Luffy and Cracker goes down. So people in their mind say, Doflamingo, the Gamma Knife, the Birdcage,
Yeah, that Gamma Knife keeps on doing more and more damage.
more and more damage. Doflamingo, like the chapter had happened and Doflamingo stitched himself up. Everyone said it did 0 damage, and now
it did
apparently it did
99%.
99% damage to Doflamingo, and is the reason why he lost.
It's just kind of insane, guys, and I feel like if Kaido goes down in like kind of an unflattering way, suddenly like Doflamingo's gonna be almost Yonko level.
Yeah,
or some
like
shit,
this
you
is
know?
this is what's actually happening. The Emperors have been in this cloud of mystique for so long, and now that we see that powerful characters can actually like do stuff to them, and like the commanders aren't really that impressive anymore. People automatically move them down. And you see that with like the Navy and Emperor stuff, where like the Navy hasn't been touched in so long
Yeah.
that like they become the new golden boy Mystique,
Yeah.
while the Emperors get like the short end of the stick because Oda's actually showing us what they can do,
Yeah.
and like the Navy is still in this like gray area of like, oh, they have to be this
But
strong.
Eric, the only character who's actually admiral level is Kizaru. All right.
Yeah,
We've got
the Fujitora, which we saw.
is admiral level minus, so that doesn't count.
Now, according to Matt B,
Alright.
that thing. Every time I bring up something about the Navy, it doesn't count.
All right. You look at Akaidu and Kuzan, and they're admiral level plus. So the only person who's actually admiral level is Kizaru. So.
But anyway, you look at Doflamingo, right?
Yeah.
He is an impressive specimen.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
He's got the haki. He has the awakening. He has all the hakis. You know,
He's got
we
stamina.
see Gear 4 absolutely destroy people. He was able to stall it out. All right.
Sure. You could say the same thing for Cracker. Cracker could stall out even more. Even
And
better
now-
than Doflamingo.
And like people still will not give Luffy credit for being first commander level. So like they see Luffy starting to get really powerful, and they're like, oh, man, you know, Mingo gets buffed because he fought
Everybody
Luffy.
just
And
goes down. Yeah.
it's this. Listen, Crusoe, all you have to do is listen to us for power scaling
That's
because
correct.
we've never been wrong. All right, never, and
Nice.
it's always within our expectations.
Sure.
So would you guys say that the reason that like some of the admirals are going up in certain people's power scales is just like Big Mom and like kind of getting defamed?
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
much?
it's basically, and like, listen, if Kizaru turns up to Wano and gets one shot by Kaido, people are gonna pull out all the excuses.
Yeah,
right?
he's not actually
He's
admiral
not
level. He's not
serious,
trying.
He's not trying. He's not serious. All this kind of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Because we've had Fujitora and people make excuses, right? But anyway, yeah, basically what's happening is the pendulum is swinging between the characters that have been shown and not, and then that rescales everyone else.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what basically happens.
But like it makes me sad because like Kizaru's my boy, and like he just automatically gets shit on by like Admiral stands and Yonko stands because they're like, oh yeah, like Aokiji and Akainu, like they're really good, but Kizaru, yeah, he's just a regular old admiral, you know. But
he's the only admiral level character. Yeah. Kizaru, we'll see. You know, the Navy are gonna get destroyed by Pyro King and Luffy, so we'll see what happens there. You know.
So yeah, and if you see, you know, pet tier scales out there, if you see low admiral, high admiral, discard it. All
Because
right?
it's
We don't need
so
that.
granular and pointless.
If you see low Yonko, high Yonko, get it out of here.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. It's stupid. All right. All right.
Like, Crusoe,
Yeah.
we appreciate your time.
yeah, absolutely. I just figured I'd give something short for today, short and sweet.
That's fine. That's fine, dude.
Mingo busted, but you know.
Again,
he's
we
not
always
that-
we always
he's not
talk
that-
about how Doflamingo was too strong for the time of the story.
Yeah.
All right. We
But-
always talk about
Yeah.
that.
the right individual who could get the job done.
No.
All right. Thanks.
All right, pleasure, guys.
Yeah.
Mingo busted, Christian, as we all
Mingo
know.
was too strong for no reason. All right. Again, we had to make Law look good. We had to make Luffy look good.
I think it comes down to like his like ability set is very good.
Yeah. And
So,
he's
like,
a
I like-
Delphic master. Yeah.
Other more quote unquote linear characters, Christian,
Yeah.
would struggle even though they somehow have a higher rank.
What if Doflamingo was bloodlusted?
What if he was bloodlusted? He was bloodlusted with the holy bullets and he lost.
That's true, because he was bloodlusted. All right.
That's right. It's
So-
not a buff, people. All right. It's not even a stat, really.
Bloodlusted. There you go. Yeah. Doflamingo's always a weird one for me because one day, in one period of time, it could look like his first commander, and in another period of time, he could look like his third commander.
People are saying that he would not get knocked out by King Kong fresh.
Stupid. Absolutely no evidence.
How are people even nerfing King Kong? Did they not remember Dressrosa? What is the story there? Christian?
It clashed with the holy bullets and the spider web, and knocked him out straight up.
It's literally is the most impressive physical thing we've seen in the story.
Sure. So, I can't say. Oh, maybe Thunder Bargra if you can. I don't know.
It
Maybe.
didn't split Wado in half.
Yeah, but, you know,
You
the
know.
one shot,
and
what do you want to say about that?
without actually hitting the ground.
Sure.
So, people forget, Christian. Luffy's physical strength is gonna be stupid as shit by the end of the story.
Yeah.
It already is stupid, really.
Yeah, the King Kong, baby.
All right.
Now, moving on, Shadow Badger. Do you think any close characters in the Straw Hats or connected to Straw Hats will die at the end of the series? Or by the end of the series? Looking for blood. This man wants death. This man's looking for death.
Much like our longtime viewer Andre, Christian always wants blood.
Wants blood, wants characters to die. We'll see.
Now, is Shadow ready to go? Because I see mic issues.
Mic issues from Shadow Badger.
Yes. But
Okay. Is Odin's son there?
Shadow is ready to go. So
Shadow Badger ready to go.
Yeah, you need a yeah
Shadow
and wait.
Badger.
Yeah, what's up?
The evil
Welcome.
Badger has appeared.
Why have I got this connotation?
Because your name is
this
Shadow
just
Badger, and there's an actual Badger.
propaganda against me. That other Badger, what a
Okay.
bastard.
Okay. I mean, you're both British, you have a deeper voice, your name's Shadow Badger,
You're looking for blood.
you're looking for blood, you know, you want characters to die, so... You're the Shadow, you're just the evil Badger.
Well, at least it's not a JoJo's reference.
That's true, alright? That's true.
It's becoming harder and harder to make JoJo's references in questions.
That's right. Alright, so talk to us about, you know, first of all, do you want characters to die in the series? Like
Yeah.
the Straw Hats? Okay.
Makes it better.
Makes it better? Who's dying?
So you guys did mention on your last podcast about VB and her, you know, getting the axe from the world government, but I think unexpectedly, the Vice Admiral Smoker will be a death in the series.
Vice Admiral Smoker.
Yeah.
Badger.
Before he does something good, or no, he just does nothing and dies.
This would be in the end war.
Sure, but what's bad?
This would be-
But what does Smoker achieve something and die, or did he just die?
It comes down to irony because for all his life, you know, he's been fighting against pirates, but in the end war, it'll be the world government, as in the evil part, versus the Straw Hats, and Smoker will realize that the world government is in the wrong.
Badger, perhaps a little bit off topic, right? I just want to get your quick thoughts.
Okay.
Thoughts on Luffy, Shanks, Dragon take on the rest for the final war. What do you think?
Nah,
about
it's going to be a Marineford, maybe even bigger.
But did the Marines make sense against Pyro King Luffy?
No, because I don't think it's going to be the Marines versus like the bad guys of the Marines, like the world government sect.
The world government
know.
sect does not have any military powers, so I don't know.
Yes, it does. It controls a lot of the navy.
Yeah, but the Navy's military
Arca
weak.
is under the Gorosei, and Gorosei is under
We
the
have to, Christian, topic of the show next week.
Break
We'll set
down the
this
world
right.
government. Break it
Yes.
down. All right.
I'm getting sick and tired of this Gorosei
The
shit,
Navy,
right?
the Navy, right?
Are the military
are the
arm
military
of the
arm of the world government. Correct. Right. The
Anyway,
world,
But what I'm saying is
talking
that
about
there'll
death
be
here.
factions. There's going to be factions in the navy.
sure, the Neo
Yeah.
Navy, the Bad Navy, whatever you want to call it,
sword.
sword unit.
No,
Is there
but
shield?
like we have people like Garp and Smoker,
Yeah.
like will realize the wrong of the world government,
Yeah.
and so will no longer follow it.
Yeah, the good Navy, and then you have the bad Navy with Sakazuki and whatever,
And Blackbeard
and
and
T-Bone, whatever.
and
What's Blackbeard? He's not part of the.
yes, he is. Blackbeard's already in cahoots with the world government. and
Okay,
we all know
all
that.
right.
That's canon.
That's
That's canon. That's
That's
fact.
another,
Anyway-
that's another day.
Anyway, back on topic. Do you think any of the Straw Hats are gonna die?
I've talked about this before and got ripped.
Okay.
Let me ask you a better question, right? Why do you want these characters to die, and will you be emotionally moved, or are you just looking for blood?
I think because I want it. I probably won't be emotionally moved. It's
So you want like it for it to be like we sacrifice something for this to make sense.
Well, it's the end of the series. It's the end of the series. There needs some consequences, some actual deep actions which affect, the audience and the world in One Piece. And just to have everyone be like, "Oh, we just got a couple of bruises and a broken arm," is a bit shit.
So it's
Yeah,
more
so
of a
stakes.
more of a
Stakes.
so it's more of a
Yeah.
consequence stake situation than a.
And having a character that's been in One Piece since chapter 50 or whatever, who's been Luffy's main rival throughout the series.
Walked out, yeah.
Is that a good enough sacrifice?
I think,
I'm-
I think.
Because if you're talking about sacrifice, we're talking about Zoro, we're talking about Sanji, we're talking about Nami, we're talking about Usopp.
Yeah, but
if you want to sacrifice Shadow Badger, if you want this to be real,
I've said this before, Eric, that Zoro, Mihawk, it won't be a sacrifice. Be in battle, in a one-on-one battle, there'll be no sacrifice. But Smoker is going to sacrifice himself for the Straw Hats. After all these years of trying to capture them, he'll save them.
It's just funny for me when people bring up this like sacrifice for like we need consequences. No one ever wants to sacrifice the characters that would be a sacrifice. They always want to give away
we look at them recently during the time skip. We've seen characters die. We see Pedro, we see Pound, we've seen Yasu. Surely more character death in Wano. So we'll see.
But none of the characters who have died in.
Yeah, but you want to give them
that someone like Smoker won't have.
Yeah, but you want to sacrifice mid-tiers, Badger.
No, but this is end series, end game stuff. You can't just sacrifice your carrots or whatever.
I don't think Smoker's a mid-tier sacrifice. I don't think
it's not a top-tier sacrifice.
If Kawamatsu died, I wouldn't give a shit.
Sure.
You need.
Who's your favorite Straw Hat?
Emotion.
Shadow Badger.
Zoro.
Well, are you willing to sacrifice that for the betterment of the story?
No, Zoro's not gonna. There's a difference between dying and sacrifice.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about death in sacrifice. That's what I'm talking about.
Zoro will die, but it will be against Mihawk, so that it won't be considered a sacrifice.
So he'll lose, never become the greatest swordsman.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I want about pessimistic.
That's such a pointless. Irony. That's such a pointless death.
I don't know. We're talking to Drizzt. This is hello, Drizzt. Is this Drizzt?
Anyway, Badger,
he's in
Shadow Badger. We appreciate your time. Everyone's looking for that blood.
Look, there will be character deaths, but where they make sense. Oda's just going to pull a Neji and a character dies.
That was shit out. Alright, it's going to actually be made worth something.
Yeah.
Neji dying was like, yeah, we have to have sacrifice, but it was shit because it didn't mean anything.
Well, what I'm scared is that at the end of the series, no one will die because even in this flashback, a pig who was split in half couldn't die.
I mean, that's a meme though. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, Yasu's dead.
But is that the pig?
Pedro's
way taller. What happened?
Yeah, well, it's fucking stupid. All right. So Pedro died. Pound died.
Yeah, Smoker. It'll be like Smoker dies, but Ghost.
Kill
Kobe. Some shit like that. No, Kobe doesn't have the same emotional.
Depending, like Smoker. I think Smoker has to turn up in an arc before the end war for us to really care about this death.
Yeah.
I think we've already cared about.
The most thing you can ever do is like Usopp finally becoming a man and standing up and doing something for the crew and dying. That's like the best death you'll have.
The only thing Usopp's gonna sacrifice is his bloody nose, and that'll be it.
Okay.
Well, his nose gets fucked up every arc, so.
Yeah.
It'll be chopped off. He'll get plastic surgery.
Anyway, Shadow Badger, we appreciate your time on the show.
Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Cheers.
Now,
Christian, I always get annoyed by the sacrifice argument, right?
Okay.
We can't just have people unscathed, Christian, in this battle.
Okay.
But they always bring up the characters they don't like, or the characters they're willing to sacrifice, like Smoker, like Law, right? King of Lightning, famous for saying he wants Law to die in this battle because it needs to be some kind of consequence thing, right?
I'm pretty sure that has to do with Kaido having the immortality.
Yeah, but Law, specifically, King wants someone to die for it to be a sacrifice, for it to be like, we came here, there has to be consequences, right?
Sure.
That's usually the argument for like people dying. And they offer characters like Smoker and like Law. And they don't want to offer up their favorite characters for these sacrifices.
Sure.
Alright? So if you're going to go in all the way. You're going to make the argument.
Does Jinbei finally sacrifice himself?
Is Jinbei even good enough? Because he keeps on wanting to kill himself.
He's ready for the cause. He's ready. Yeah. I don't know that, like,
What do you think about the general like thought about like people need to die because of the consequence of this risky danger, the danger of the
It
situation?
definitely shows the stakes of the situation, right? You can't deny that, because then characters die, then there's real stakes. Like, imagine if, I don't know, Kaido turns up, kills fucking Kinemon or some shit, and then you know that Kaido's
Legit.
brutal, ruthless, gonna kill
But
someone.
does that even
And then
make sense?
But it raises the stakes when Luffy fights him, because you know Kaido is capable of killing someone, That's just...
Shitty, weak character.
Yeah, but it's just a perception thing, because in the back of your head,
Yeah, I guess.
you know this man can kill someone, this man has killed someone on screen, so...
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the argument that someone needs to die for the sake of like consequence. I want the death to be meaningful.
Look, I just think it raises the stakes in the villain. If the villain kills someone, that instantly raises the stakes in the villain. Does it not? Doesn't it make the villain more threatening? I think it does.
Depends who it is. Like villains can kill goons all they like.
Yeah, but like actual named characters, important characters in the story. Yeah, I think death adds, a real threat to the villain. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I think it's on a scale of who it is, to be fair.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm like,
Now, is Odin's son ready to talk about how strong the Straw Hats will be during the rest of this arc? Talking about Wano? I think so. It's Oda-san.
Yeah, it's Oda-san. We could have Oda on the show. He's a supporter, so it's not really him. But... How many we got left, Christian?
2 left.
2 left? Hebi and Zako or Fiji?
Hebi and Odin. Oda-san.
Okay. Yes, he is ready.
Okay.
We'll bring him in.
Hello.
You're on the show. What would you... Oh, he's dropped. Look at that.
Oh, shit. Technical errors.
I don't know if he got scared, Christian.
Oh, shit, the Haki too strong.
I guess we'll get Hebi on and then we'll come back to Odin.
Hebi's topic, would Wano do the off-screen stuff as filler canon? Now, I don't necessarily know what this topic is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see when she gets in here and explains it, I guess. Classic Hebi topic.
Yeah, we'll bring Oda
Oh?
in after Hebi. Alright?
Okay.
Hebi better not solve me the big issue when she jumps in here.
Okay.
Hebi, you're on the show. We'll get Oda in shortly after
Oda
you.
was ready.
Well, he dropped out, so, what do you want?
We'll get him on after you. It's fine.
What do you want? What are you looking forward to discuss?
I completely forgot my topic.
Alright, your topic. Let me tell you your topic. Would Wano do the off-screen stuff as filler canon? Now, what does this mean?
Okay, it means basically that it would be considered main. It would be considered obviously still main stories. The main story.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You just said main story 6 times.
It would be still obviously story content,
Okay.
but all the stuff that was off screen.
No, you talking about the anime? What are you talking about?
Yeah, in the
in the anime, alright.
What that was off screened in the manga would be on screened in the anime.
Yes, they will fill out things in the anime.
In canon filler, as people call it.
Yeah.
So,
So basically, all the stuff that we didn't get to see would be seen.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
here's
say no based on the theory that it's in canon filler. They will extend things out.
Sure.
Yes,
But-
it would be extended.
I'm not talking about canon.
Yeah, it would be considered canon though.
Well, the anime isn't considered canon heavy, so
Yeah.
the question is flawed.
Well, here's the thing about this, right? Because we see the anime do this when they extend things, add things, and they always fuck it up and make it retarded.
13 episode 5, or would you rather see all stuff that was
I would rather...
manga on screen in the anime?
Well, Hebi, I'd rather them do it correctly and right instead of having Sanji be one-shot by Peckham's, having weird shit that doesn't make any sense,
Chopper blocking Big Mom.
Chopper blocking Big Mom, like
Batman.
Batman pushing back Luffy with Haki. You know, there's always these weird like they
You
extend
can't-
it and they always do it wrong. So
And people out there consider the anime canon. You have to take all of it if you're gonna do that.
sure,
Yeah, but I want the offspring to
sure,
be.
but
That's what I mean. I want to see that stuff.
I think
don't care
you.
about the stupid extended fight scene.
Well,
That's
what
okay.
what are you
That's
talking
fine.
about? Like you want to see Nami and Shinobu do ninja shit, like stuff like that, or you want to see
It's
like
no, I don't really care about.
well, Frankie looking for the blueprints because he did that for half an episode.
I want to see more of that. I want to see maybe Robin doing some geisha work.
so stuff like last few weeks where like Zoro's actually in like the gambling house
Talking to Yasu.
Yeah.
talking to Yasui.
I want to see that background.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
there
I
is
think
also character
I think you'll
development. Everyone's been crying out.
I think you'll get it because it's easy content to fill.
Sure, it's easy filler.
Yes, and also we can also delve into that in the flashback.
Sure,
Maybe
but
2 or 3 episodes where we can.
I don't think you'll get the extended flashback because Japan doesn't like not having Luffy on TV, so they're probably gonna blast
I think
through it.
we'll get it with it. That will probably be maybe 3 episodes.
here's the thing, Hebby, if I could trust the anime, I would agree with you, but we can't trust Toei. We just can't. They have a terrible track record.
Oh, they'll give us a 3-episode one. Fans love Whitebeard.
Well, I don't know.
Uh,
And then with Roger, there's gonna be probably another 3-episode one.
Wouldn't mind it, but let's hope they do it correctly. Let's hope they fuck it up with some bullshit.
I really think that Flashback in DVD terms would probably be maybe a 2.5 collection.
All right. Well, Hebby, we appreciate your time. Any question?
Strange question. Do you want to get Odin-san in?
Yeah, get Odin-san ready because.
He
Alright.
is ready. He has
He's ready. All right.
been sorting out his
Thank you, Hebby. It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Christian, we can't trust the anime, and we're not going to.
They've done some weird filler shit. Weird in-canon filler shit that just throws off the power scaling. Fucks everything. Like Sanji getting one-shot by Peckham's. Can't forget.
All right, calling you Oda-san, we're gonna drag you up. Don't get scared and drop that back down. All right.
Alright.
What's his question anyway?
How strong will Show Hats become during Wano?
Okay. Oda-san, supporter. And he dropped out again. Now, is it because he doesn't have auto talk on?
Or does he have the correct permissions?
I drag him in here, so he should be able to stay in here. I don't know what's
Okay.
going on. Alright? We apologize for the technical issues. I guess, what do you want to do? You want to wait around, see what happens? Do you want
Well,
Silvers
so-
in the chat? Silvers might want to have his little 5 minutes.
Silvers... I don't know. Silvers can come in if he wants, but
I think he's going to come in about Tashigi because he was upset.
he was
About-
screaming, ranting, raving. About
Silvers, if you want to come in, just jump into the
Discord.
yeah. We'll hang out here for a little bit. If you want, maybe we'll take a look at the chat while we wait. See
So
what's going on
try and
in the
bring
chat.
Odin-san back up. See if it's our issue or his issue.
Yeah. People joining the Discord, so that's interesting. Are you in the chat? Are you ready to go? He's dropped out. Nah, he didn't instantly drop out.
He chose to drop out.
Alright. So I don't know what's going on, but he's dropping out.
Okay. We're trying to get you in. It might be a permissions issue. Let me see
We'll have to
here.
look at that. You know.
I put the stream VC on. Bring him up.
Christian, while we do that,
Try-
Rico in the chat
Okay.
asks us, Law's surgery, hot topic. Who would you like him to perform it on?
More who?
Law's surgery.
Law's surgery. What is immortality surgery?
Yeah.
No
if,
one.
if it had to be someone, who would you choose?
No one. Because it's bullshit, and we don't need it, and it's just gonna make everything complicated.
He wants it to be on Blackbeard, so Luffy has a harder time beating Blackbeard.
Why? In
That's a
God's
lot.
name.
I find it confusing that people think Blackbeard's underpowered with 2 stupid Devil Fruits and a pretty good body and physical strength to go with it.
Why in God's name would Law give Blackbeard the immortality surgery?
The
Because
ultimate
Law's a
backstab.
traitor?
Yeah, Law's the edgy man, Christian. As we know, he doesn't like to kill people, though.
That's true, but he could kill himself.
We'll try Odin's son again.
Alright, pull him up.
Are we good? Are we ready? What's going on?
Well,
He-
well, there's just an ongoing call. Connect 7 connected. Connected voice.
You're on the
You're on
show.
the show, we can hear you. You're on.
What is-
I'm on the show now. Okay, cool. Okay, so my question was how strong do you think
Straw Hats.
Leaf and Straw Hats will be by at the end of the what's it called at the end of this arc?
It's Guano. Yeah.
Yeah. So the final chapter of the one arc. How strong do you think they will be?
Alright.
Personally, I think Luffy. Hold on. Let me just quickly
Sure.
say what I'm going to say. I think Luffy will be near Yonko level. I think Zoro will be probably near Admiral level. I think Sanji will be what's called. No, sorry. After Jinbei will be what's called first
commander?
commander level, and after that Sanji will be second commander level. I'll stop there because I don't want to take up too much time.
Okay, well, we've talked about this quite often and where we think the power scale is going to end up.
Sure.
Luffy, Admiral level, Zoro, that first commander tier, and Sanji wherever, because you know it's Sanji. Everyone's coming out about Sanji. So,
I'm
yeah,
not
because
disrespecting, but you can say what you want.
we think Luffy's gonna hit that Admiral level or that Emperor level during the Blackbeard fight. We don't necessarily
I
want
expect-
Luffy to go into the Blackbeard fight already on level with him. You know what I mean? You kind of want that power up, that final push to beat Blackbeard. So
Yeah.
So go on.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I would also argue that due to the depleting time of the series as well as Oda-san's health,
Sure.
I'm not too sure if he'll be Admiral level or what's called or Yonko level or near Yonko level, that which is what I said at the beginning. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm
sure.
not entirely sure. I mean, I'd be fine if he was Admiral level, but again, I'm not entirely sure because other than Blackbeard and the world government, who else major is there for Luffy to fight? I can't really see Oda bringing up a new villain out of
Yeah.
the blue. I wouldn't complain, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. So depends who you think the final fight is. Yeah, but Luffy
I
should.
think-
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I think the final fight will be during the final war with the world government.
Yeah.
Luffy and all of his allies and the world government. The final clash, and that'll be it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's hard to know what level we're doing because we don't necessarily know how many arcs are left and how it's going to play out. But we expect Luffy to be, I'm going to say Admiral minimum.
At the end of Wano, yeah.
Agreed.
Makes sense.
I agree with that. I agree.
I expect Zoro to be first commander minimum after this. Wano,
I agree
or
with that.
slightly
I agree with
under.
Wait, no, because Zoro has to get first commander during the Shiryu fight.
Yeah, so below, a little bit
Oh,
below
yeah.
commander or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like Sanji's somewhere in
So
between. First and second and third or whatever, and
Yeah.
Jinbei, who knows? Because Jinbei, I don't know if Jinbei can grow anymore. Maybe he's at his peak at like second commander level.
Well, let's talk about the lower Straw Hats. Like, are they going up? How far are they going up? Do they
That's a good
matter?
question,
You know?
and I'm really glad that you brought that up. But I think they'll be far stronger than the average goon, but not
Oh, of course.
not overwhelmingly stronger than that. I have a feeling. Don't get me wrong. I want them to be really strong, but I'm not entirely sure how Oda-san will handle that because
Yeah.
time and portrayal and everything.
I think they'll all end up around, like, Oven Daifuku level at the end of the series.
I don't necessarily know if they need to be like, physically powered, but they do need to level up their support abilities to.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. Like,
They don't need to be
I don't-
buff.
I don't like the idea of it just always being Luffy, Zoro, Jinbei, when he officially joins Jinbei and Sanji, who have to do almost all of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we appreciate your question and your time, Owen-san.
Thank you for having me. I thought this wasn't going to happen. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we got working.
Respect.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
All right, Christian.
Yeah, it's always a tough power scaling question where Straw Hats
balance, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know. Again, we're always correct with the power scaling. So we'll
That's
see.
true. That's true. All right.
Now, Heavy suggests we bring Fiji in.
Now, who's this Fiji man? I don't.
Silvers is in the chat. He's muted though. I don't know if he wants to come in. You know, it's a
We
bit of a.
know we've done the call-in show for about 50 minutes.
Have they lost the opportunity?
I mean, I've stated this multiple times. This is how you get on the show.
Yeah.
We announce a call-in show. All right.
Yeah.
I go. Give me the topics, because the topics need to be pre-screened. All right, to make sure we're not going off the
Fucking
rails. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily comfortable with just bringing in people with mystery topics, unless it's people we know like Silvers, Drizzt, whatever people we know.
Do you want to move on to talk with the show, Christian?
We'll move on to how strong is Shanks.
Of course, Christian,
The
obviously.
live servant, of course. Moving on to how strong is Shanks. Call-in segment over. Bringing in Drizzt-kun soon for his take, for his hot take. He always has hot takes for us. All right. Moving on to how strong is Shanks.
He's written a script, Christian.
How strong is Shanks? Every week, we come to you with the question of how strong is Shanks? And every week we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is a god king. But there are people out there who think Kaido's the strongest. I think Dragon's the strongest. I think sweatiest man on the planet, Alkain, is the strongest.
So sweaty. Headcanon makes him strong, Christian.
I think Mihawk's the strongest. And the worst of them all, I think Aimu is the strongest. And they're all wrong. And they're all lost.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we bring 100% genuine, factual information to the table.
From the Holy Book.
The Holy Book of Shanks.
How could you forget?
You can't forget. Now, this week's evidence is Shanks is so strong that it appears that he possesses some kind of devil fruit ability that nullifies other abilities, as seen when he blocks Alkairu's Magma Fist, Hercules. Alright? But this is not the case. As Shanks is the master of reality. And reality is a mere playground for the God King. He can bend it to his will. And indeed, he turned Alkairu's Magma into nothing but red Play-Doh. Because Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the God King. And there it is. What's left to say?
I just want to say this about Akeno and the spin that happens
Okay.
with Marineford and Shanks stopping the war. Certain individuals like Brago state that the war only stopped because Sengoku commanded it to be so, Christian.
Okay.
Akeno couldn't do anything because those were the orders. Again, we say this basically every week. The man had a good 10 minutes to take a swing.
That's true.
But everyone was fixated on the aura of the God King.
That's true. It's all factual.
There we go.
Alright. Now.
And if you say admirals are equal to emperors, you're wrong.
Alright. Now. Topic of the show. It's time. We break down this flashback from every angle. Story. Power scaling.
Before we
Hype.
get into this, Christian, are you going to take which side of the argument are you going to take? Because I can imagine what side Drizzt is going to take.
Well, a balanced take. Alright?
I think I'll just let you two talk for a bit, and then I'll chime in,
Alright.
play moderator a little bit, because this could get out of hand.
Topic
But
of
anyway,
the show.
Drizzt,
Flashback talk. Drizzt coming in. I don't know. What's he doing? Is he around? I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's move into it. Now, last week we kind of got into this with Mr. Morge and O'Hara about this entire flashback.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in here.
Oh
Yes.
shit, Drizzt has appeared.
I dragged him up.
Yo.
We're in topic of the show. All right.
Okay.
We're talking about the flashback. Christian's gonna tee it up for us, and then we can
All
talk
right,
about it.
I just don't want to talk about the story. I want to break it down in what we saw, what we got, kind of what questions we came out with, what answers we got. So, I guess the first question is, in general, was it good? All right, that's the first question.
Do you want to give it a rating, or we're not doing the rating?
I don't know. Like the rating is so nebulous. Like compared to what, you know? Like what are we comparing it to? You know?
People
Well,
like
you
to
can
bring
decide.
up. People like to bring up Corazon for no reason.
Why is that no
Well,
reason?
that's because King made that poll, right?
King did it.
Yeah, King
Okay.
made a poll.
I guess
King
I think
made a poll. Yeah,
I think his tier 3's brought it up for some reason. Yeah.
I mean,
it's possible.
it's kind of like one of the story's main characters in that arc.
I guess
Their
it is pretty
flashback.
good. Pretty good, like
Yeah.
little flashback as well.
Yeah.
To
So
bring
we get two. It's basically brought up because it's comparable because we get we get two characters that have been brought up in both arcs. You know, Corazon being brought up in Dressrosa. The relationship between Lord Corazon and Doflamingo is key to that arc, and then in Wano, obviously Odin's key to the Wano arc. So that's why it's brought up and contrasted and compared.
I don't think I've ever seen a series be brought up in terms of flashbacks and their quality before.
Yeah, except for One Piece.
No one ever does this for anything else.
Because we get a flashback normally every arc, so.
Yeah, and they're important.
Yeah, it's pretty formulaic.
So, to me, average tier flashback, even with the craziness of Roger and Whitebeard, you know.
Which was hype, no doubt.
No doubt hype, alright? We can't deny the hype of Roger and Whitebeard. Just seeing them on screen, interact, a little bit of a clash. You know, some people thought we'd never see Roger do a sword swing. We got a named attack. So,
It's brutal. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
So, first question I have. Did we get sufficient answers onto why Odin is so great? Because that's kind of the main reason why we went into this flashback. Explaining his legend, what he did, why he's so important to Wano. And like, I guess we could really look back on this flashback now and wonder, was Odin like this great figure that was important to Wano in the long run? You know what I mean? Like if we really break down his legend, he stopped a pig, but he didn't really take credit for it. He cleaned up Kuri, which is I guess his best thing, cleaning up Kuri. I guess he turned a lawless land into a prosperous area.
Well, the whole boiling thing is set up to be the most legendary
Sure.
things.
And
Cutting Kaido, I guess.
cutting Kaido, but that was seen as kind of a loss. You know, the people of Wano saw that as a loss and a sort of degrading of Odin's character. Yeah. They only came back on side when Shinobi revealed that he was dancing to save them, which, you know, we've talked about it heaps of times of how we have issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like now that we're going back into the present, we're supposed to have this like idea that Odin is worth pursuing his dream or opening the borders, because that's what we're trying to get from this. It's like the Scabbards being like, Odin's so great, we have to complete his will. But we go back into the present, and now do we feel that Odin's will must be
Well,
carried on, you know?
They're not completing his will because it actually matters.
Yeah.
They're just
So-
completing his will because that's what he told them to do.
He told them to open the
There's
borders,
no
yeah.
significance with the borders. It doesn't actually matter.
Well,
Well, it matters to some void century bullshit that we don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, none of it connects to the arc in any way.
Yeah.
This is all stuff related to things that have nothing to do with why Wano's bad or why it even needs to happen, because it's not the borders being closed fault that they all suck.
Yeah,
It's their fault. It's not the borders being closed that had anything to do with anything.
that's what was confusing with me in this arc, where it's like Act 1, Act 2, it's talking about, like, every time Odin's brought up, it's always brought up that he wanted to open the borders, and it seemed like that had
Right.
something to do with Wano's downfall, but apparently not, and apparently it's kind of like a side activity that really didn't matter in the long run, and only really matters
It's
to this
just more just
prophecy.
like carrying on his dream,
Yeah.
and it didn't really seem to be that important. But maybe this is something that we'll learn about later. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
like
what
and it's
Odin's
like
actual
end of
intention
arc.
was for it.
It's like classic end of arc, big Void Century reveal. You know what I mean? Like, we'll get Toki shit at the end of the arc because she's for the Void Century. We'll get what opening the border actually means. So like,
Hopefully.
this is why this flashback is kind of weird to me, because it shows Odin but doesn't show his dream. So it's kind of like half doing its job. It's so like it's pulled back for some reason. Like, he's not, like, this flashback is supposed to give us answers, but Odin gives us half the answers and just makes everything else vague. Which is kind of like, what's the point of having this flashback then?
Oda's style of mystery and intrigue is a double-edged sword at this point.
Yeah.
Because he
it's
wants
mystery fatigue.
he
Yeah.
wants to give us the tiniest little tidbits, but he's forcing his characters to make no sense when they talk.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
A
as shit.
certain person will turn up at a certain time, and they will do something certain to open the borders of Wano. Okay.
And then you as a viewer are like, why would anyone believe this is so unspecific?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? It's really like a weird like thing that he's doing.
Yeah. And then, I guess we could break down like the topic of like Toki and what she actually means for the arc, because like again, at the start of Wano, it's kind of implied that it's her prophecy, and then we find out that
Or
it's
it's
not.
directly stated to be hers. They refer to it as Lady Toki's prophecy.
Well, she said the prophecy, and no one knows that she read the paper, so it's like kind of like the rug got pulled from under us, and like in canon.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
other people heard Odin say the prophecy. Basically, I mean, right?
She
At
did-
his boiling, he said, get stronger now because in the future, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but the
Stuff like
prophecy is
this.
more like, the riddle with the moon and the scabbards will appear and the ghosts of the past bullshit,
Right.
So yeah.
It's a little bit
the
off
Toki stuff
topic.
is a big question mark. No, everyone thinks that Toki's alive now, even though like Toki herself said that she was gonna die.
Yeah, Toki said, "I'm staying in this timeline for Odin's legacy." Like, why? Like,
I'm convinced that there's a line by like someone in the burning tower that they saw her mother's dead corpse.
yeah, it was what's her face? Fucking
about that.
Hiyori.
Well, what I think we're gonna do, I don't know. It depends on how many flashbacks we're actually gonna get because we're kind of set in line to get like outside of Odin, maybe a Kaido flashback if he actually goes down, maybe a Big Mom one,
Yeah.
another one. I don't know.
A Rock's
But
relationship flashback.
If we're gonna get like more information on Toki, and for some reason Oda couldn't relate in this flashback, it would have to come from Hiyori.
Well, I think we'll get it when the Straw Hats are standing in front of the moon, and then like, blah blah blah. This is what happened on that night. All that shit.
Yeah. The big
Did it happen
scabbards
on the
panel.
front
Yeah.
Well, the scabbards are supposed to appear in front of the full moon, so that double page spread with the Straw Hats standing in front of the full moon or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
like
probably
Kinemon and
back
shit.
into
Yeah.
the flashback to give us the full.
The full prophecy or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, they're just waiting until like the plan's already in action to tell them.
Yeah. So, again, another topic in this flashback that was brought up was apparently there was a trader 20 years ago or 25, however long ago.
I'm annoyed at this plot line now.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
really
even
fucking
sure.
annoying.
Because like
Yeah.
Kaido says that there might be someone in your castle, but it's basically I don't know. It's kind of like part and parcel because part of it's basically just being implied that the old hag just snuck into the castle,
Sure.
Maybe.
and then like that was the traitor. But then you also be like, okay, there has to be a
But
bit more to this.
there's also a trade in real time as well.
Yep. I don't know if there's a way that Oda can make this traitor thing satisfying.
But it's kind of like the main reason why Odin died is like this traitor fucked him over. So like
Well,
it's
not
good.
the main reason he died.
Well, it's kind of like if the traitor wasn't there, or the traitor didn't inform Kaido, would Odin win the fight? Because there wouldn't have been this war, or whatever, and Kaido wouldn't be ready with the old hag, and that kind of shit. So like the traitor is like
Yeah.
massively important to the downfall of Odin.
It's one of the only plot lines that people can constantly talk about. Really.
Yeah. So it's like we found out in this flashback that it's not Shinobu. Like it's definitely not Shinobu because
Yeah, confirmed. Well,
Yeah.
I've been saying that since the get go. Like Shinobu in the bathhouse in Act 2
yeah.
basically says like her she has inner dialogue where it's like, oh no, did they find out about our plan? If she was the traitor, that wouldn't have ever happened.
Sure.
And now in the flashback, it's we know 100% it's not her, so it has to be someone else.
What do you think of the possibility that Shinobu has a twin sister who's the traitor?
A twin sister.
Yeah.
That would be I don't know. That would be like weird. That'd be kind of like forcing that twist
Yeah.
just so that
Yeah.
it would be like surprising. Like I had a twin sister all along that was not a character any of you guys knew,
Now-
and this was her.
Yeah. What do you think about what if the curse of Zora's sword is making him do traitor shit? What do you think about that?
Does that even make sense?
No, it's a meme, alright?
Is that an actual meme, or people actually believe
No,
that?
that's I made my through you, alright? It's just a meme through you, alright? So this traitor, like, it can't be one of the scabbards because they're all in the pot, about to die. Like you would assume they would speak up at that point and be like, what about my deal with you, Kaido? I thought I was an informant. Why are you throwing me in this
I
pot?
don't know. With the way that like things have been going, I wouldn't be surprised if Oda just had it be one of them anyway.
I wouldn't be
Then
surprised.
We'd look back
yeah.
to the moment and be like, well, why didn't they do this? And this Oda will never explain why.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just Fukuroka Ju has a devil fruit that can hear everything. Like, at this point.
Did you notice his head grew bigger in the 20
Exactly, he's got that big brain.
It's like it grew big. I don't know what's that about.
Yeah. He's got that big,
Big
brain.
brain devil fruit.
Yeah. He can telepathically hear everything.
Drizzt, how do you
Yeah.
feel about
Yeah.
Odin saying that no one can defeat Kaido, even though there's Garp, there's Whitebeard?
It's impossible to justify.
I don't know why it makes any sense.
Like I don't know. My issue with like that is that if this was the plot line that Oda wanted to create with Kaido is that he was so strong that even Odin couldn't defeat him, then he should have just done that. But he literally made it completely obvious that Odin could have defeated Kaido
Yeah.
and was
Yeah.
going to. But then has Odin retcon on his words. I don't know if like Oda realized like after drawing that chapter where he had Kaido get swerved on, he's like, "Ooh, that was not a great idea. Let me go ahead and try to recover some of his reputation."
Well,
by
here's the
having
thing,
Odin
right?
saying he was too great.
Here's the thing, right? We already knew that Odin cut Kaido, but we talked about this when the chapter came out. We think it's more of an art issue than an actual like plot issue because the slash just looks like a normal cut. There's nothing special about it. There's no like Enma mystery magic attack. It's just like looks like a normal
there's
attack.
Nothing around it in general, dude.
Yeah.
Because like, listen, no one cares if Kaido got hurt because that's cool, right? The
Yeah.
circumstances and the execution of it is what makes it whether
Yeah.
it's good or bad or not. And it just literally like happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
like,
it's
if-
like
yeah.
the hilarity of how it happened is what makes it like unforgivable.
Like, imagine if like we got a panel of like Odin charging up his haki, and it looks like Roger and Whitebeard's haki charge up, and then Odin uses it, but he used too much haki and now he's weakened, and then Kaido gets back up and smacks him in the head. Something like that.
Also, another
Yeah.
Zach, you said this in chat. Oda did forget to draw Odin's mustache.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that was lighting or if that was an actual mustache.
He
That's
had a-
impossible lighting. That's
he
impossible.
had them. His design probably changed before he.
Yeah, that's alright.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that changed seemingly was just the mustache because the hair was
Yeah.
the same. The
It
figure
happens.
was exactly the same.
It
It's
happens.
That's
alright.
actually pretty odd because that usually doesn't happen unless it's like arcs away, like Morley
Yeah.
or
Does
Kaido. Or
to
Kaido as
Reverie,
well.
which was like hundreds of chapters later.
Yeah, it happens sometimes though.
And
It's-
Kaido
it's
was like
whatever.
basically like 800, 700 chapters
Yeah.
afterwards.
So
That was crazy.
yeah, it just like this flashback. I don't know if it helped Wano that much. It more helped.
It's just
The legends,
devoid
you know?
of clarity and context. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Like we're
it'll matter
supposed.
more after
Yeah.
like what these next two chapters. Like we're gonna have to understand why do we even went to this flashback now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Oda keeps on telling us like we're supposed to think Odin's like how strong are we meant to think Odin is? Because it's anywhere between Commander and Emperor tier, and we have no idea.
A very big spectrum.
It's
Yeah.
like, and also Kaido is also a huge spectrum. So it's like we can't really understand that statement where Odin's like, no one can beat Kaido because we don't know where
Yeah,
these two
because
characters are.
that would make it that would make it appear like on paper that he was like Yonka level, but he obviously wasn't.
Yeah.
Or if he was, then it's not clear.
And like, people have to throw things at this character to make it fit. Like, we have to assume that Odin is archetypical or what archetype samurai kind of honorable, strong man, that kind of Eastern warrior presence for it to make sense. And Oda never really
Told us that. Yeah.
explained that character
Yeah.
trope. It was just kind of implied. And like that's maybe the reason why he believed like people could only be honorable in that dealing with like Orochi and Kaido. But like people have to assume that it's not really like involved.
The plot,
I don't
yeah.
know.
And
it's
also,
weird.
like-
how did you guys? How did
Yeah.
you discuss this with Morge and O'Hara? What was the conclusion you guys reached there?
Morge agreed that we didn't get enough of Odin and what he's about to really draw any conclusions. Where O'Hara was more in favor with Odin, and that, you know, he says it's obvious and things like that. You know, yeah, O'Hara, I don't know. He just won't bad math with Wano for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen, at least from my perspective, I've seen him basically just as Taekwon would say, give him mad head.
Yeah, he I don't
which
know.
is fine.
He
I like that.
he feels, I don't know. He feels like it's all there, and he's like can read it, and like therefore it's like in his opinion it's fine.
You kind of have to assume a lot, which is annoying. It's also like the whole Whitebeard thing. Like we saw Roger be like, or we saw Odin be like to Roger, "Don't interfere with Wano's stuff," right?
Yeah.
So people have to conclude that the same thing would happen with Whitebeard, but
Yeah.
also Odin is also willing to let outside individuals free Wano.
Sure.
So there's a disconnect and like a contradiction that's not really explained because
Well, the
Well,
prophecy,
I've
like,
seen some
yeah,
people say that the logic behind that is that just like because it's quote unquote closed borders, no one found out, but it's that's disproven by the fact that it became public knowledge that Kaido ruled over Wano.
Yeah, and like all the top tiers in the verse know everything anyway. So
Right.
like it does. That's not really like a good argument.
well,
And like Izo's on the ship, and the iron rule of the crew with Whitebeard, he would definitely go and take his revenge on Kaido.
Yeah,
one of his
no
brothers.
doubt about it.
No doubt.
literally, like Kaido, Wiper would have gone over there and spanked those cheeks.
yeah.
Yeah, and assumably Kaido was in a full power yet, so it would have been the perfect time.
All right, I think it's time that we talk about, I think one of the main takeaways from this flashback, which is the Joy Boy prophecy, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Because the prophecy, I guess, states that Joy Boy will appear in 10 years, and the borders have to be opened so that the country of Wano can greet them and work with them. But in the current timeline, the borders are closed. So, as Joy Boy already appeared on Wano, is Luffy Joy Boy? Is it Luffy not Joy Boy? Is Luffy the character to open the borders? Because the prophecy is not Joy Boy will open the borders. The prophecy is Joy Boy will come
Open the
and
borders
do something.
so Joy Boy can get to Wano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't that it?
yeah,
Yes.
the prophecy is like, we need to open the borders so Joy Boy can come here and we can work
why
with
does that
them and
matter?
shit. I don't know, dude. Like,
Why does Joy Boy need to come to Wano?
I don't know.
Well, it's assumed that Wano's one of the big keys.
One of the big
Yeah.
keys to. There's an ancient weapon hidden there. Like, there's
I guess
theories,
it's,
yeah.
maybe the answers and whatever is. I forget exactly what the details were, but it was like the dolls that were protecting the poneglyph that Brooke
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
off screen.
Yeah.
Maybe something to do with that.
There's. Yeah.
Have
there's
we
a whole bunch
talked
of
to you?
things.
Have we talked to you about that we've actually can pretty much understand what Aimer was doing with the hat? Have we talked to you about that before?
No. What's this?
Because we think that Aimu had he had Shirahoshi, Vivi, Blackbeard, and Luffy.
Wait,
right?
let's take a step back, right? Because the fact that this prophecy exists that Joy Boy will appear at a certain time, that implies that at least Aimu would have that same information, right? Because he would know about the ancient
Would he know?
history. Because
well, if it was
yeah.
like a prophecy even from ancient history, he might not know. But so
I think
I guess you're gonna try to say from this is that he was trying to decide who was the Joy Boy.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was a Joy Boy that was going to appear.
And he chose Vivi.
He chose Vivi. He didn't choose Luffy. He didn't choose Blackbeard. He didn't choose Shirahoshi. He chose Vivi. And
That's okay. I've
Yeah.
heard people say Vivi might be the Joy Boy thing. Is
Yeah.
that the justification for that?
yeah,
for that
because
idea?
also like the prophecy doesn't make sense if it's Luffy, because Luffy's already there and the prophecy has nothing to do with opening the borders. So will Luffy open the borders and then Vivi turns up and then Vivi's Joy Boy? Like,
But, like, why would Vivi be important to?
because the Sea Kings say, the two sovereigns will meet, and that'll
they did
be
meet.
the dawn of something. And Shirahoshi and Luffy already met, and nothing happened. So like, Vivi and Shirahoshi might be a bigger thing.
And they met at the Reverie trying to open, the oceans.
So
We don't know what happened at the Reverie.
maybe going off of that idea, it's not the fact that the things need to be open for Luffy, but it's that the country needs to be willing to help people, so that whenever
Yeah.
Vivi is leading Alabasta and this shit,
Yeah,
they're
the
willing
country
to help her.
alliances.
And
Yeah.
the Gorosei always have a problem with the Nefertari. It's kind of always set up in that way to be like some kind of weird thing with the Nefertari.
And we know Alabasta's being attacked right now, so they're moving on Alabasta. So I think I think Aimu assumes that Vivi is Joy Boy, not Luffy, because he had all the photos there in that corridor.
What that tells me then is that Oda never had this Joy Boy stuff figured out from the start.
Yeah.
It develops
Because
over time.
Oda has said himself that Vivi was supposed to be a villain and then defeated.
Sure.
And then 2, he ended up making her a princess just because he liked her character whenever he was doing it. So if that developed to she is the reincarnation of basically a Void Century Jesus, that would be quite the way he would take that character. That'd be kind of weird.
It's interesting to look at that because Luffy changed her to be a better leader in Alabasta.
Right.
So that'd be, and I like how she's grown as like a leader as well.
Yeah. Also, like Luffy being this great diplomatist sort of king ruler guy, doesn't really make sense for his character. And I think that fits Vivi's journey more as a great ruler.
They did promise Vivi they'd sail again.
Exactly. So I think it's more likely, in my mind, it's more likely that it's Vivi than Luffy, just because of what we've gotten so far. It's pretty confusing.
Because and that Aimu scene, I don't know what else would make sense unless Aimu would be like, I just want to take her the Nefertari because asking questions.
Well, let's say, I think this is actually a really good idea, to be honest. I could definitely see it happening because Vivi's going to be important for one reason or another.
Yeah.
That would be taking it to an extreme. Like, I don't know what the significant implications of that for the entire story really mean. Because that would basically mean that the entire prophecy was meant for Vivi to fulfill and not Roger or Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's...
So the man that, like, the person that is supposed to find the One Piece would then be Vivi, wouldn't it?
Well, I think they're two separate. I
think
they're two separate things, because you need. We see One Piece. One man can't do it all, right? As is the story with the Straw Hats, and Vivi's kind of a pseudo Straw Hat. So Luffy, that would just make Luffy the king of the pirates. He doesn't want to be this mystical leader of the people, right? So I think Vivi fills that role in just a better way.
I don't know. It's really weird. This might be like one of those things where like Oda has things split into multiple characters.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely implied that Luffy's basically the reason for Fishman Island like coming back to the surface and like reuniting
that's what I was saying with like
of this generation.
That's what I was saying with like it's more about the will of the character being moved forward and multiple characters can take up that will. Because we see it with Luffy, we kind of see it with Shirahoshi. With like the Mermaid Princess and allying with Vivi, possibly and shit. Yeah.
And Oda's brought Vivi back into the story for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just weird because like if she was Joy Boy, then like by definition she was supposed to be the one to find the One Piece.
Are those
she's the prophecy child, the one that the world's been waiting for.
But are those
that her legacy would be Roger's legacy?
Are we assuming that?
It was Roger.
Are we assuming those things are the same thing? Like, is Joy Boy returning the man who will find the One Piece? Are those the same two things? Are we assuming?
Wouldn't it kind of be like Joy Boy from the Void Century putting forth his will for someone to eventually take it up, and then like the entire point of Roger's journey was kind of finding out like, oh, not me. has to be
Sure,
someone else to do
they were
it, and
too
then, like,
early or
some-
whatever. Yeah.
Whoever has to do it basically
And
has to
yeah.
get to this point in the journey to find out the information that I did so that they can make
And
use of it.
And he basically has Ace to birth Joy Boy.
Yeah.
It's basically I'll have Ace. Maybe he can do it. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out more when we
I
actually
think the
watch it.
Shirahoshi thing could work and actually be good.
Shiroshi and Vivi working together, yeah.
It's like you'd have to radically change Luffy's character at the end.
Yeah,
to-
you would. You would have to change his character so drastically.
Well, I feel like there's.
Yeah.
You would. I agree with you. You would, but there's only really one precedent set for that changing. And that'd be like Dragon.
Even so, he doesn't
Dragon's
fucking
entire
care.
past is basically predicated on him taking down the world government.
Sure.
So like he basically, you could probably put he knows a lot more than a lot of other people do about it.
Yeah, and imagine
Luffy's father.
I could see like the Nefertari being unwilling to join the Celestial Dragons because of the ancient history and like the whole maybe Joy Boy was a part of the Nefertari originally, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you got the Clan of D shit as well. Yeah.
So.
Wouldn't Vivi also be a
like
D?
I can imagine the Kazuki and the fucking Nefertari and the Giants and the Mink were all
The
part
Fishmen,
of it,
yeah.
all part of the D whatever, but they don't have the letter.
Nefertari were a part of the original 20 kings.
Maybe
went to war against the ancient kingdom.
Maybe they're the traitor D clan because we know that Blackbeard's kind of that traitor D that Whitebeard talked about at the end of the Marineford. So maybe like the Nefertari were that family.
There's a plot there that can be unraveled.
There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of holes that can be filled in my theories. So like,
it doesn't 100% work yet, but it could.
Well, I still think, despite like my concerns, I think this idea is still pretty good.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say is that if it does turn out to be true, and then Emu actually suspects Vivi of being Joy Boy, Oda's gonna have to justify some way of her just not dying immediately to him.
Well, you could have the revolutionaries.
This guy's the big baddie from freaking 900 years ago, and he's setting his sights on some 16-year-old or 18-year-old girl.
I mean, he's already
has no abilities and no power. There's got to be something.
I mean, he's already made his move. He's already made his move on Alabasta Drizzt, so he's already doing something, you know.
Yeah, he's going to erase Alabasta.
He's already doing something to Alabasta, so maybe Dragon comes in there and saves her because she's.
There's gonna have to be some high-tier supernatural aid to prevent her from not dying.
Yeah, and Zabo was there as well, and all that stuff. So it's not difficult to do.
That's a good idea. Yeah. We need more information to. That's that's pretty cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think
Cool.
Yeah. So this flashback gives us like a whole bunch of Void Century prophecy stuff. Like, it's good. It's good. You know, theory fodder for us to talk about at least. I don't know that because if we're talking about that stuff here in Wano, you would assume that it would have to be resolved in Wano, right? Because this isn't post-arc stuff; it's in arc.
Yeah, and we should find out who Joy Boy is at the end of Wano because he's supposed to turn up after this battle is over.
Yeah,
right? Be involved in some way.
Yeah. So we should have an answer.
So we should know who Joy Boy is after Wano.
Sure. And then like we're kind of in Endgame after that.
One of the kings. It doesn't necessarily mean it's Joy Boy. People assume it's Joy Boy.
I mean, Oda could be misdirecting us on
One of the
purpose.
kings, you know. But,
he could be misdirecting us on purpose, but like,
maybe just like a king and Joy Boy someone else or whatever the title's supposed to mean.
Yeah, whatever
that
mean.
You know, people are debating whether or not it's a title or an actual person's name.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of weird that someone like if you are writing a personal poneglyph to the Poseidon, you would put your title instead of your name.
I don't know if it's I think the whole title thing
it's
is not real at all.
It could be like Batman. Like you just sign Batman, you become that person, you know?
Yeah, but like I don't know. The whole, why would this?
I couldn't help you, Batman.
Yeah.
Why would the like spiritual system be different for Joy Boy than it is for Poseidon? You know.
Agent, but that's agent weapon science bullshit. We can draw that up to that. You know.
I don't think it's a title. I think it's inherited.
Because agent weapon implies that it was made by someone. So Shirahoshi is a biological weapon, right? Like a biological agent weapon.
Yeah, of like what is the human? What is it? The human factor, the lineage factor.
The lineage factor, that bullshit. So you would assume that like the ancient weapon was built by because we got told the ancient weapons were built by the ancient kingdom. So
by the way, Christian assumes that the thing on Wano is Uranus and it's a terraformer.
Yeah.
A terraformer?
Yeah. Because Rhino is raised out of the ocean. We're gonna raise it back down to the sea. Let's use the ancient weapon. Let's bring it down. Whatever. I don't know. It's just a theory. I don't know.
Then, have you thought about how this connects into the entire lore?
Yes, because the red line exists.
Pullers?
Yeah.
Because Onigashima is basically just a giant skull or skeleton remains of what Ors.
Yeah, the continent puller.
His epithet was continent puller.
That could have been the construction of Wano, but it is raised out of the ocean. We can't ignore that. Like, how does...
Well, if that was the construction of Wano, then it would have happened about 400 years ago.
And the red line is...
Yeah, but it's an ancient weapon that can be used. It's not necessarily... Like, it could be used at different time periods.
Like, theoretically, like, Wano could have been raised out
because we were told...
after the war's over.
Because we were told that the Kazuki closed off Wano at a specific point for a specific reason. So, Wano was formed and then the borders were closed. Right? Does that imply that? Implies that.
Literally physical waterfalls.
Literally physical barriers of massive wall waterfalls.
My question is, how does that connect to the name?
I don't know, dude. Like
Uranus. That's a sky god.
Yeah, raising shit. I don't know. I guess kind of like the Sky Islands. Maybe can form Sky Islands.
The red line is clearly man-made. Like rose out of the sky rose out of the sea for no reason. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could relate to that in that way.
But like, also, basically, Odin confirmed that the One Piece will break the red line and merge all the seas.
I guess the all blue theory. Splitting the seas.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of theories here. This is what this flashback gives us, like more Void Century stuff, which I can't really complain about. You know?
I like these conversations, Christian, and I hope the Reverie doesn't devolve into absolute nonsense.
Oh, you know it will.
There's gonna be some nonsense, bro. Come on.
Right, come on. If Taekwon shows up, you better be ready. All right.
Yeah, you gotta get your hockey on point because Taekwon's gonna be disagreeing to disagree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not thrilled at the content of Odin and the whole thing about this flashback.
Yeah.
It's kind of like meh at this point. Oda kept on telling us for 60 chapters about this man, and he built it up, alright?
Yeah.
And then it kind of fell apart at the end. So it's not the fans' fault. Alright?
No.
People keep on saying it's the fans' fault. But Oda kept on telling us how legendary this man was, how important this man was to the Scabbards. Scabbards were not really in this flashback.
Nah. So, I think this flashback will look back on it once the arc is over and be like, oh, the whole point of this flashback was for the end and the reveal of the Void Century. That's basically what this is going to be. Like, I don't think, like, the personal story of Odin and the Scabbards isn't going to matter once we find out Void Century stuff.
And that's basically the issue with, post-time skip is it's a story about the greater worlds and as a part to the specific islands.
Yeah.
And the characters involved.
So, you know, we still gotta wrap up Zoro plot points in Wano. We still gotta, you know, it's all coming together for Void Century explosions at the end. So we'll see. That's basically what this arc is.
What are your predictions for like the immediate events when like for next chapter? Let's say
next chapter. Well, we gotta resolve the conflict.
Well, I expect half of it to be a recap. So
no, come on, dude. We're not doing half a recap.
I expect
as in explaining what happens to Luffy, or recap as in like we're in Wano.
No, like Orochi being like, haha, I blew up the bridges and
shit like that, because we've been so far away from it. I expect a good 3 chapters of Orochi repeating himself.
Three pages, right? Not 3 chapters.
No, not 3, sorry, 3 pages, not 3 chapters.
Of like Orochi and Kaido in the banquet hall.
Yeah, Orochi and Kaido talking about what they did to the bridges so we remember. You know? And then the whole bridge thing makes no sense, alright? Everyone in this army can jump the water. I don't understand it.
I don't know. It's just supposed to be there.
Frankie can build a bridge
in literally 1 second. Yeah,
he can build the bridge while walking in the air.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. This is a non-issue.
Like, have we not seen Through the Bark where Frankie builds a perfect ornate bridge in 1 second?
He does the cartoon thing where he's like building as he's walking.
Yeah.
But I just want the war to start as soon as possible. I don't give a fuck about the plot of these characters.
Look, I think we'll get... we'll
There's gonna
get
be
like
some plot because we have to do the fire festival stuff.
Yeah.
That's not like an actual war.
No,
I know.
this
That's
is
like an event.
this is
you
what we
know?
have. This is what we have to do before the war can start. All right, I'll list it for you. Find out who the traitor is because apparently that matters, and apparently was the
guess so,
plot,
yeah.
a plot line before we went into this flashback. I mean, Kinemon is like, who told them about this? Orochi was like, I have a traitor, I have an inside man. So we're gonna find out that. How we're gonna find that out? No idea. And then we're gonna get the Scabbers resolve, and then we're gonna get Luffy
boy.
turning up. Luffy turning up being like, I brought everyone with me. Nothing happened. Let's go do this shit.
You're not alone, all that shit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh. I actually think that's gonna happen, but they show up. Nothing happened. We're all fine.
100%, dude.
Those fake tension things.
Dude, we
I guarantee it. I
Dude,
guarantee it.
dude.
I don't think it's like I know for a fact this is going to happen because Oda pulled the Sunny maneuver again.
Yeah, we blew up the Sunny, haha.
Destroyed.
When that chapter dropped, I never believed that.
Yeah, we never believed that it would work. Never. So stupid.
It was just basically to start this flashback.
Yeah, it was
That's
bait. It was just bait. And we all knew it was bait. And this is going to be bait. Alright? So Luffy's going to turn up with everyone and be like, you're not alone. You have friends. Let's go take out Kaido. We're going to travel there. We can skip that, whatever. Maybe
Is
they
that
get
going to be
ambushed on
the
the
final
sea.
battle though, because like the fire festival isn't like an event, so it'd be like crashing. An
Yeah,
event. It's not like an
I'm not
actual
finished. I'm
war.
not finished setting up this fire festival, Drizzt. Alright?
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, we have to... According to the plan, it is a stealth mission where we infiltrate Kaido's mansion through some sort of weakness in the blueprints. So we have to do that. So we have to infiltrate, and then we can crash the banquet, and then the battle can start in chaos. Kaido's not going to have his army lined up, ready to go. The traitor could set this up. Who knows?
And will Luffy just stroll up?
Luffy's just strolling up. It's gonna be like Strong World where he strolls up against Shiki and just like starts wrecking the place.
I don't think Drizzt has seen that film.
Have you not seen the Strong World moment where Luffy storms?
He's capping.
Okay.
He knows
He's
that I've
seen
talked
it.
to him about Strongworld before.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I do like Strongworld.
So when Luffy storms Shiki's castle.
Yeah.
It would be like that. Luffy storms Kaido and Big Mom on their banquet. He kicks the door down. I'm here. Let's take him on. It'll be that. And then the fight can start. And then everyone has to like assemble because they're at a banquet and they think they've won. Like Orochi thinks he's won. So why would he have armies set up, you know? So that's what's gonna happen.
You gotta have like the armies set up because that's like it. If the armies aren't there, it negates the entire point for all the setup to begin with.
Yeah, but they'll arrive during the battle.
Kinemon keeps on saying they're outnumbered, so it has to be a stealth mission. And
Yeah, we've been told over and over again that it's a stealth mission, and we have to infiltrate the castle, and we're gonna catch Kaido off guard.
Yeah, but then they're gathering thousands of people.
Yeah, apparently they need 5,000 people for a stealth mission. This has always been the problem.
So it's not
This has
We're
always
not
been
really
the
a stealth
problem.
mission If
Yeah.
you need like 5,000 people.
That's what we're talking about. And like,
It's always
have
been
them
the problem,
get
though.
seen on the water and make like, what the fuck? There's no lookouts on Onigashima. Like, what's happening?
There's no lookouts at Udon.
Apparently. So
Chopper and gang were able to stroll up to the front gates.
I still think there might be some blimp situation that they take advantage of, because I don't know why there was that scene of the like paper craft thing before the fire festival.
oh yeah, the we
There's like
put balloons in
fire
the air.
lanterns.
Yeah, we put balloons in the air.
So we
to
might
that
use
stuff.
yeah. So there might be giant lanterns that we use to go onto
Onigashima.
or something.
Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that.
So
But
we
you
still
think
have a
that's
lot to do before this war starts and
Sorry?
Act 3 ends. So
What'd you say,
That's
Drizzt?
true. You think it ends there though? I know, like, I don't know if Morge is still on the whole idea that they fail there, then regroup.
dude,
again.
it cannot happen. It can't happen.
No,
It can't.
I
happen.
agree. I think it would be redundant to the point of just like
There'll
harmful
be-
to the arc.
There'll be a massive ebb in the
Sure,
Alliance
the
side,
Straw Hats
and
will
then,
start
like,
losing, yeah.
reinforcements will turn up.
Yeah.
Like fucking whatever, Whitebeard and Marco and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Whitebeard's crew and Marco will turn up. Or
Yeah, we'll start losing the battle and then reinforcements will appear. I don't think we're going back.
What people are like, where's Neko? We're starting the battle anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people not here.
Where's Jinbei? Where's fucking Marco
He'll
and
show
shit?
up
Yeah.
just in time to help his
Exactly.
friends save the day.
Exactly. That's obviously gonna happen. Yeah.
Can we just get that Shanks Luffy alliance already? Can we just fucking do this?
Yo, can't
Well,
we just see Shanks period, bro? Please.
Yeah. Please. And
Mihawk joined his crew.
let's see
about
Mihawk
that.
coming into this
I de-
war. Let's see.
Definitely did see me.
I mean, Mihawk is captured by the Navy, and that's obvious.
No way.
Dude, if Mihawk's
I'll-
captured,
I'll-
will you
I'd
kill
kill
yourself?
myself.
Will you actually kill yourself if Mihawk's captured by the Navy?
Bro, listen, if Mihawk gets captured in the Navy, I'm like, it invalidates literally everything. I'm just gonna like, that's it.
Done. He's done. He's dropping. He's dropping.
I will be done 100%.
Dude, it
Like,
can't
that's
happen.
one of the last things I care about in the series.
What if Manga took down Mihawk?
Manga must be a goat.
Manga's strongest swordsman confirmed.
Yeah, the time skip must have been nice to him, bro.
Yeah.
He went from being afraid to Boa
Yeah.
to smacking my boy up. God damn, what a beast.
Yeah. So we've still got a lot to do before Act 3 is over. Well, like, do you think Act 3 ends when we infiltrate or when the Straw Hats start to lose the war? Because when does Act 3 actually
I
end?
think Act 3 ends this chapter. Next chapter.
I can't see it happening, Drizzt, because we have to
Well, no,
resolve the
'cause, like,
conflict.
I don't think it's going to go on that much longer because listen, the flashback began and the act
Sure.
began with the scabbards showing up to the shore, and it's like, oh no, all hope is lost.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Then we get the flashback and it's all sad, it's tragic. We get the reason. Well, not really, but it's supposed to give you the reason for why this is happening.
Sure.
And then the act will end with the scabbards being like, oh, all things are lost, and then it's like Luffy shows up. No, not here, buddy. I'm here to save the day. Boom,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
It's
then,
possible.
And then we go back.
then
And then we go
the
back
act will
out.
end there.
And then we go back out to the world. See where the people are. Give us a little bit of taste.
So they
as
can
to-
turn up.
Yeah, who's possible to turn up,
Yeah.
and then we go into the war. Yeah, whatever. You know,
Yeah,
we'll see what
that's
happens.
how I think it's gonna happen because I don't think it can be like I don't think this specific act is going to be really long.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really.
It doesn't really
Because
matter, but yeah.
it would be weird because the act began really with the flashback.
Well, the act began
kind of
with the
weird to
conflict
do
that we all hope is lost. So all hope has to be regained before the act can end, right?
I mean, Luffy infiltrating the banquet and like punching Kaido with the Ryo could be the end of the Act 3. You know, like who knows when we're gonna actually end
No,
it.
it has to be like something definitive because like in the first act it ended with Luffy's defeat, so it's like something definitive. Oh,
Yeah.
boom, turn of events. That's not gonna end with like Luffy like punches Kaido on his dragon nose again.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
And, like,
yeah.
to get to the point where like Luffy would have to confront Kaido, that's gonna take numerous chapters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to really tell where the act's gonna end because it could be extremely long. It could end next chapter. Like,
What the fuck is Kid doing?
yeah, where the fuck is Kid?
What's Apu
He's gonna-
doing?
I don't really know if Oda has like if Kid's actually doing something or if Oda's just saving him to show up and like I'm gonna do this myself and like I didn't mean to meet you here, Baka. I would never help Straw Hat, and then he helps out Straw Hat.
Could you imagine
I don't
how
know.
delusional Kid would have to be to think he could take out Kaido by himself? Ridiculous.
He'd be stupid.
Yeah.
He'd be stupid.
Especially since you caught that owl from Rockstar, you know, already.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, cut that out. All right, so
I hope
yeah.
Kid does something.
So that's the flashback talk. I think that's over. We'll move on to the Thunderdome segment, the 1v1 matchups.
You're allowed to stay
If you want to stay, you can stay, Drizzt.
Yeah, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna click the button, and we'll move over to the Thunderdome. It'll be about a 10-second, little transition screen. So don't talk during it. All right, I'm going into it.
He's absolutely gonna talk.
All right, we're here in the Thunderdome. Eric talked over it. Classic. All right. So the Thunderdome, if the people don't know, it is 1v1 matchups from the power scale that we have set up for 100 episodes. So the way it works is characters can fight if they're in the same tier. So, we don't have complete blowouts and there's nothing to talk about. You could suggest matchups for the Thunderdome if you go over to Patreon and pledge $5. You can have your say and run your bracket. Don't let Sanji lose and get kicked out of the bracket, alright? Don't let it happen. It already happened.
Now, update on the
Sure.
Sanji Lucci poll that we put out last
That's
week.
true. Sanji versus Lucci post time
What
skip.
was the result?
Some 200 votes.
Okay.
Rob Lucci, 55%. Sanji, 44%.
That is
How is it that
surprising.
close?
That is
How is it that
surprising.
close?
That is
Tight.
surprising as fuck.
Real
alright?
tight.
The Sanji fans do not fuck around. All
Where,
right.
where do you sit on that, Drizzt? Where do you sit on that?
Lucci obviously wins.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
even a
I
question.
think we went. Even if you conservative,
We went
draw-
conservative on Lucci's power up during the time
Yeah.
skip because it's
If
so
even if you-
unclear. But yeah,
even if you go conservative on Rob Lucci, it's still gonna be a fight with Sanji.
yeah. So I think
Right.
Rob Lucci wins that fight. You know.
Yeah, Rob obviously wins.
Even with the bullshit Raid 2 power up that we don't know what it does, right? Rob Lucci wins this, all right?
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rob Lucci's just a different beast.
Rob Lucci took it home anyway. All right. So,
We're-
but it's close. It was some 10
Drizzt,
points.
basically what we did was, since we can say that Rob Lucci got a power up during the time skip, we just brought it back to pre-time skip power scaling. Because you could assume that they both grew at the same rate. Sanji and Rob Lucci, right? You can both assume that.
No, I mean, if anything, Rob Lucci grew at a bigger rate. Because
Exactly.
he was the
So-
guy fighting Sanji's captain.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you just extrapolate that,
Yeah.
you get to and then Rob's better than Sanji anyway. If they grew at the same rate.
Yeah, even if they
And
grew at the same
it's
rate.
been confirmed. Lucci has been actually clashing and fighting with the revolutionaries on multiple
Yeah.
occasions.
Yeah, according to
We-
movies.
Well, I mean, not just movies, but
Well,
you know,
it's
that-
assumed that he would have been involved in the thing anyway with the
Yeah.
general. So
Alright, so we're here for this matchup from Jordan Lee.
yes.
Jordan Lee, the matchup this week, Virgo versus Daifuku. Interesting matchup. Alright.
Virgo versus Daifuku.
We have a list of pros and cons. Thank you to Jordan Lee. He's a madman, alright? He writes us so many things about the pros and cons for every character he puts on this thing. So, pros for Virgo, full body armament haki and tech eye. Strong physical defenses. Fractured Sanji's leg, seemingly without haki and only with his tech eye. Now, is that speculation? Is that,
No,
what
that's
is
basically
that?
confirmed.
Is that confirmed? No
I mean,
armament
he
haki.
never used hockey.
That's
Do
true.
we-
Threw his leg out.
Again,
It's-
Sanji.
if you have to argue against it, you have to extrapolate
Sure.
to be like, oh no, Sanji
Okay.
wouldn't get broken. No,
Drizzt,
it wasn't.
every time we bring up Sanji and Haki, we get 1,000
I-
comments saying the same
I,
thing.
people
It's
don't,
so
people
annoying.
Just, people just don't get it.
Yeah. We've got at
Sanji
least...
has armament Haki.
Bro,
he does
so-
not
alright.
have black
Doesn't have
hardening.
hardening.
Yes.
Guys, save it for the
people
question
who
corner.
say-
Save it
point
for
out
the
these
question
small
corner.
details in these little panels that's not hardcore.
Bro,
proof,
we've
'cause I can
we've
point
gone
to
through
many
this
other
like 20
situations.
times.
But there are
Seriously.
questions in the question corner about us.
We've got at least 3 questions about this in the question corner because every time we talk about Sanji,
Okay.
it
Okay,
happens.
we'll wait.
Yeah. So, yeah. Fractures Sanji's leg without haki. Daifuku can clash with Sanji with a sword glaive thing and was blocked by Sanji's bare leg without using haki multiple times in Whole Cake Island. That's true. Alright? So, this man's basically saying Virgo can tank Daifuku's genie sword because he has full body armament and Sanji doesn't have armament hardening, therefore Virgo can tank the slashes.
Okay.
What do we feel about that? Is that math? What do we mean by that power scaling math?
If things were black and white like this, then yes, but it seems very obvious in retrospect
Yeah.
that Sanji grew irrationally stronger in Whole Cake Island for no reason.
I think we can't, like, it's not just a defensive feat, because Sanji's throwing out an attack. So therefore, his attack clashes, but it's gone, like, you know what I mean? So there's an opposition force. It's not necessarily just a block. You know what I mean?
We also know very little about Daifuku's base. It's mostly his genie that does the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All we know is that he rubs himself.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And he gets big. He rubs himself, he gets
That's his
big.
only
yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
Virgo, at least on paper, is more versatile, but you have to ask yourself the question: is Daifuku getting one shot by Law? Because the only reason the fight between Law and Virgo even went on is because Law was trying to get his heart back and not destroy it. If he had it from the beginning, Virgo was getting one shot.
We get a line from Smoker and Punk Hazard where it's like, you can block Law's Devil Fruit ability if your haki is strong enough. So is Daifuku's haki strong enough? No real evidence there to say.
Yeah, no evidence.
So a speed feed, he thinks Virgo has way more speed in terms of reaction, movement, and attack speed through solo martial arts, and being smaller and more nimble shown in his fights. Daifuku has not shown observation haki, could not touch Carrot in Sulong. Sanji's faster than Carrot in Sulong. Do we agree with that? Is Sanji faster than... I guess because of the tier of a woman
I don't
bullshit.
know.
The
It's
gag.
weird because like she was fast across like long distances, where like Sanji was fast.
Sanji does have a habit of teleporting out of nowhere.
That's true.
Well, yeah, Sanji did that once, and
He did
apparently
twice.
forgot how to use it.
He did twice.
He did not
Once.
do it twice.
Once
the second time?
he did it in Dressrosa when Nami was crying against Doflamingo.
That wasn't teleporting in speed.
It was pretty
Like
fucking fast.
You used Skywalk to.
Yeah, but he got there instantly from the
I don't
square.
know. Where the fuck was he?
In Hokugan, this is the first time that Sanji ever moved fast in the entire series.
Oh yeah, against Oven.
Against Oven, yeah, this is the only time, and he never did against. I'm not sure if that was just like Oda pandering or if like Sanji's actually that fast. No.
He did turn up out of nowhere against.
Virgo Monet, Virgo Tashigi, yeah.
Well, he had been flying. He had been skywalking for.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell how fast he turned up because apparently the tear hit the ground and then Sanji appears. So, is it a speed blitz thing? Is it just a gag? You know.
A bit of both.
Bit of both.
He like skywalk. He can skywalk like pretty fast, but he's not like skywalking where he's invisible, like so fast that you can't see him.
Yeah.
Right?
So you think Sanji's fast? So Sanji is faster than Carrot. So Daifuku couldn't catch Carrot. Therefore, Virgo is faster. All right. This is his math. All right.
Okay.
His reactive speed can't keep up with Sanji's speed. Agility and speed will win this fight for Virgo. Virgo has more versatility and knows all the Rokushiki and therefore can fly as well to keep up with the genie. Yeah, we've seen Virgo use Skywalk before, so that's confirmed.
Yeah.
So Virgo has mobility. Virgo might struggle in range, but he does have the blow dart that he used once. So he could technically hit Daifuku from range while he's rubbing his belly doing nothing. So I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Virgo is ruthless and no sense mentality. He will take advantage of Daifuku charge time to summon his genie. So we're talking about mental sort of mentalities and fighting styles, I guess. So he fights Law when Law didn't even have enough time to shambles his heart into his body. So Virgo's fast. He's not gonna let people do shit. Okay, I get it. Virgo is the second-hand man to Pyro King, the powerful pirate.
King Dofi.
I mean, I'm not Virgo. I'm not, Brago. Alright. So, powerful pirate Dofi can be portrayed to be around the Sanji Zoro level pre-Wano. I guess Virgo's Zoro Sanji level?
Is
I
Zoro
guess
Sanji
we
getting
said
one
that.
shot?
I mean, Law's
Are they
ability,
getting
you know?
one shot?
Law's ability. I guess so.
But it has to stand.
Well, according to the Smoker, you have to have strong enough armor and haki to block Law's ability, and Sanji doesn't have hardening. So,
Well, that's according to Dofi.
well, I'd Smoker. Smoker said that.
That's like the entire emphasis of why quote unquote full body is supposed to work, but like the only reason it didn't work is because Law got stronger.
Because
than
Law's
what Dofi
devil
accounted
fruit.
for.
I like that Oda doesn't use full body anymore because it looks like trash.
It looks weird. It
It
looks cool on Virgo. It looked cool on Virgo. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not really a
It looks
fan.
pretty
of it.
cool. I don't know. I just wish that would.
Eric's
It
not a
doesn't
fan.
like make sense, but we know.
I'm not a
but
fan of
looks
it
cool.
specifically.
All right.
I like the arm fire stuff.
But yeah, okay. He's a non-devil fruit user and can knock Daifuku into the water in the arena. That is true. This is the first time this is actually going to matter.
Yeah.
Because the arena does feature a river through it. The Thunderdome arena, it's just basically an island with a little bit of water running through it just so fishermen can get a little bit of a leg up. And we can, we wanted to make it as even as possible for the characters. So Virgo can utilize the water here. Is that really going to matter? Probably not in this high-level matchup. Like, we're not talking about East Blue characters.
I mean, Virgo
It's
could
never gonna
bait
matter.
Daifuku into destroying the place, therefore flooding it.
I guess
Daifuku loves to get baited.
Daifuku does get baited. That's true. But the water only really is going to matter in, like, low-tier matchups.
So we're assuming that Virgo would just, like, speed blitz in.
Yeah, I'm thinking Virgo... Yeah, I'm thinking Virgo speed blitzes in, gets close to Daifuku, and Daifuku loses that fight because the genie... We don't really know, like, if the genie... Is it Logia rules? If the genie gets damaged, does Daifuku get damaged? We don't really know what that that
Well,
is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like this matchup's really weird for me because on paper we've seen a whole lot more of Virgo than we have
Sure.
of Daifuku,
Sure. But
and Virgo is like mad. He has mad versatility, but like, am I the only one who's getting the idea? It's like I'm not really sure if you would actually beat
Daifuku.
Daifuku
Well,
if we actually got to see more of what Daifuku could do, because it's not like he ever got hurt.
I don't necessarily rate Daifuku.
He easily overpowered Sanji.
sure, he did overpower
Is that a
Sanji.
feat? Is that a feat though? You know,
I mean,
Virgo seemingly overpowered Sanji, so I don't know.
I mean, he didn't like overpower. He was just so strong that he broke Sanji's leg.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah, well, what do you want?
What's the big owl? What's the big owl? You know.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big L.
Yeah. So, Jordan Lee does think that Virgo wins in extreme diff. What do we think about that? Do we think Virgo wins the extreme diff? Because I think we can break it down to like Virgo just has the aerial combat that Daifuku would use. Virgo has things like Soru so he can move fast. He has observation haki. He's just shown more that he's more capable of doing. So I think I'll give it to Virgo for now because Daifuku, like, he looks like he's more just a summoner. He summons his guy and lets the guy do everything, right? Like that's what we've seen. So
Yeah, so far, yeah.
yeah. So
I'll give it to
also
Virgo too.
also like if you wanna like because Daifuku and Oven have been compared, like they're basically the same level you can say, like during Hokage Island. They've been sort of portrayed at the same level. The powerful sons. You know, you got Daifuku, Oven, and Perospero are like the powerful sons that are commanders.
Yeah.
Right. So like Oven tanked basically everything. Like during Hokage Island. He takes Sanji, he takes getting run over by a ship, Cannonball, he just tanks everything.
Like hitting him in the back.
Couldn't stop that ship though.
Couldn't stop it. He just fucking got ran over.
He couldn't whitebeard the ship.
No.
Yeah.
So, do we want to say that Daifuku would have comparable defensive feats?
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
they're probably roughly around the same level, which is why, like, for me, it's kind of weird
Yeah.
to like scale them to Virgo because, like, obviously we haven't seen a whole lot from like these characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever will.
Yeah. Well, Daifuku's
So,
here in
like, I would
Wano,
just give it-
so, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I would just give it to Virgo on the basis that, like, on paper he seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a lot of this other character.
Yeah.
So just I don't know.
Yeah, We'll give
And
it
it's
to
not-
Virgo.
It's not like, yeah, it's not like Daifuku. We've seen so much that it's like, okay, we saw two things, but those things were so impressive that we're like, yeah, man, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we'll give it to Daifuku. We'll give it to Virgo because I think we've seen more. We understand him more, and they're around the same level. I would say. I wouldn't say they're drastically that far apart. Virgo,
probably not, no.
Daifuku. Yeah. So there you go. There it is, and we'll move on to questions. All right, moving on to questions. All right. First question comes in from Muzi Mustaf. Why is these episodes not on Apple Podcasts, Eric? What's going on with the RSS feed?
Oh my god. Alright. I will get them on Apple Podcasts.
There you go. Eric has to download the YouTube archive, strip the audio, and put it on. Can you strip the audio straight from YouTube?
Yeah, well, I have to download the fucking MP4 and then strip the audio,
Yeah.
strip the video, but yeah, I'll do it. It's
Okay.
alright.
People want the audio, man. People want it. You know.
SoundCloud is available.
SoundCloud's available. All right.
So, you can just use SoundCloud, but
It has to be everywhere, right? Or someone's complaining. All right.
sure. If I review it if it's on Apple, alright?
All right. Maybe we'll read the 5-star reviews.
Sure.
Put your funny memes in there. Put everything. Put all the funny comments you want in there. We'll read it out. You know. We'll make it into something. If you want to rate it on Apple Podcasts. All right.
Or whatever the fuck, yeah.
Yeah. Because apparently the Wano Report is sponsored by Audible. What's that about? Where's our sponsors?
Christian wants that cheddar.
Where's our sponsors? What's going on there? All right.
I can't believe Morge denied our influence.
Yeah,
on
that's
him.
ridiculous. I don't know. You can listen to the episode if you want. All right.
Okay.
From Earthreal. How was Big Mom not treated well? And how? Okay, this relates to the episode last week where I was like, basically Chopper
This is
was
already
taking
upset.
advantage of Big Mom because he didn't treat her at all, and he's supposed to be a doctor. So this man doesn't really understand what we were saying. So what I was saying is, Big Mom turns up with amnesia. Chopper being a doctor doesn't help her at all, but instead uses her to save Luffy. So apparently Chopper did the right thing because he knows that Big Mom's crazy and that Big Mom will kill the crew. But like, does that go with Chopper's character? Not really. I don't know. Whatever. The Big Mom amnesia plot line.
He does write off characters like Caesar and shit. So it's not like he's always.
Yeah, but he fucking hates Caesar. He always bags him.
I don't think he feels sorry for Big Mom in any way.
Yeah, but he still did treat Caesar when Caesar got fucked up by Luffy. He treated him.
Was that for the purpose of using him?
But
it's all...
the Hippocratic Oath of a doctor. Why are we ignoring that?
Okay.
Apparently, Law brings it up. He doesn't want to kill people.
Law doesn't like killing people.
Exactly. Right,
he's a good guy. Don't.
Yeah. Law's a good noodle.
Alright, so Big Mom amnesia plotline coming back to haunt me. What a surprise. Alright? What a surprise.
Let's forget about it.
Yeah.
Let's forget that it ever happened.
Yeah, let's just forget it, alright? From Prince G. People really need to ask themselves the following question when it comes to Sanji and Armin Harding Haki. Alright?
Here we go.
Oh boy.
1. He's in our favor, right? So don't worry about that, boys. He's telling the people. He's telling the people what it is. 1.
Good man.
Who would have taught Sanji how to use hardening? Sanji was not trained by anyone. He fought 99 masters and honed his skills in Kamabaka Island to earn recipes. 2. It's clear as day Sanji's strength is his speed and not his brute force or his defensive type, which is why he specifically specifies in observation haki. His fighting style conditions that kept from him learning armament haki. 3. Wasn't the purpose of Diablo Jumbe for him to burn through iron/steel defense like things as in Tekai, seen in Water 7? So why would he have hardening? All valid questions, alright? All valid responses. We appreciate Prince G for bringing us the truth on Sanji hardening haki.
People aren't going to understand the difference between haki, armament haki, and hardening.
Exactly.
So you might want to explain that for the people, Christian.
Basically, what it boils down to is there's armament haki, and then there's categories, as indicated by the colon in the title. Armament haki, hardening. Armament haki, barrier. Armament haki, whatever. Ryo. There's different categories of armament haki, as denoted by the colon. So armament haki base is the ability to hit low gears, right? Correct? Correct.
Yes.
Armament haki is the ability to increase power and defenses on your skin. The iron shell. Yes? Correct.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
That's the difference. So there you go. That's basically what it is. Alright. We appreciate Prince G for telling the people. Alright? What it
Good
is.
man.
Alright? From MF, Early Doom. I want you to explain to me how Odin's death is anywhere as impactful and emotional as Corazon's. It's not. So I don't have to explain it to you.
Can't. Yeah.
Exactly. Can't explain it to you.
It isn't.
What?
But it was some man hardball shit, which I appreciate.
It was hard boiled, alright? It's hard boiled.
I don't even want people. I don't know. Don't compare my boy Corazon to.
Alright. From Blind Ruler. So Eric is a guest. So Eric sent a guest to represent the podcast on another podcast. Question mark, right?
Did Shanks not send Rockstar?
But Rockstar's a member of the crew. This analogy doesn't work.
I'll turn up next time, Christian. Actually,
Alright, so am I officially the guest host?
You're not the guest host. Oh, you are the guest host, Christian. You're not the co-host.
But am I the co-host?
No.
Okay, so
You are the guest, and I am the only host,
okay.
as we have established many times.
Alright. Moving on from Helling. Why does Toki say to Odin, look ahead, Odin, to 20 years in the future, so Toki can see and show someone else the future? So he's kind of questioning the wording we got earlier in the arc about Toki's prophecy and what she said. she could just be telling Odin in a way that she's doing the prophecy, as in, look ahead, Odin, I'm doing your prophecy, kind of thing.
I kind of took it to mean that it was kind of this like afterlife kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
look
gaze
down on
upon
this.
from
Yeah.
look down on this in the future. I'm executing your will.
I guess I guess people just assume she has clairvoyant observation of the future.
Yeah, people assume she had
that's what
Madame
everyone
Shirley
thought.
powers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it still could be true. It's just that's...
Also, like this whole prophecy thing, like on the actual poneglyph in in Raftel.
Yeah.
Does it specifically have a date of when this is happening, or is there a calendar? Like, what's the situation?
It might have a date, like 800 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
kind of thing.
From Aham, just a reminder that Sanji 100% has armor haki. Here we go.
That's true,
It's been shown being used multiple times. He just has black pants, therefore we can't see it.
Oh my fuck!
Incorrect.
Remember when he beat up Luffy?
Baseless
Wait. It's not done. It's not done.
No documentation.
Remember when he beat up Luffy in Whole Cake Island, right? Luffy shouldn't have been damaged if Sanji didn't have armor haki. Okay, guy. We've
the
explained.
Black Pants thing doesn't apply because Oda has drawn black haki on black material a lot.
Yes. Also, he draws armor haki on clothing on Virgo all the time. I don't know.
No. Here's the thing. This argument of these black pants can never ever be verified because Oda has never gone out of his way to actually proclaim that Sanji has the ability, so you can't give it the benefit of the doubt.
Also, Dofumiko's shoes black. They have hardening on them. You can look that up. All right, there is a panel.
And also, even whenever Sanji hit Luffy in Whole Cake Island, that goes back to what Christian said about the difference between hardening and regular armament. With regular armament, you can still hit and touch things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. So you can touch Logias with regular armament, which means that you can touch a rubber man and hurt him.
Yeah.
And
same.
Back to the pants argument. Look at Zoro's Shishui. Whenever Oda draws Zoro having haki on that sword, he goes out of his way to put black fire on it, so you 100% know it has armored haki on it. Armored hardening.
Yes. It's made a big scene.
Yeah, so I don't think showing us tiny, incomprehensible panels of Sanji with black legs and saying that it's haki. I don't think that's evidence.
He goes out of his way to use armament on characters all the time. Why would he not do that for Sanji?
Yeah.
Why is it so vague?
You have to extrapolate. And here's the thing. This is like the big takeaway.
Yeah.
It's not an insult to say that Sanji does not have hardening.
Yeah.
Because he does not need hardening.
He
basically already has it with Diablo Jambe. As the person said before, it's literally the same thing. It's just not a mastery of haki.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from Hebihime, the ultimate waifu, TM.
Oh man.
Can Eric's shirt go any lower? I think she's feeding over that deep V-neck you had on last week.
That neck.
Yeah.
What did I have on last week?
You had a deep V on, showing all your chest hair.
Should I just wear nothing next time for it?
Just show all the
nips.
chest hair. All right.
Apparently
she loves it. All right. So there you go.
She loves that neckline. I don't blame her.
Okay. From Ravi R. What are your thoughts about Ashura being a form rather than an attack? In Eddie's lobby, he uses an attack called Silver Mist using Ashura to beat Kaku. In Shibandi against the Pacifista, he uses another attack called Nine Demon Flash in Ashura mode as well. I don't, how is Ashura mode when he uses it and then the attack is gone? I don't think Ashura is a mode.
Well, Kaku says it's an illusion.
But it's not a mode, it's a single attack. I'm sick of people saying Ashura is a mode when Zoro uses it for one attack. He doesn't stay in it. He never stays in Ashura mode.
Maybe it's a mode that he has to go into for one
attack. Okay.
I don't know. Ashura needs to be explained.
People always
be a mode, honestly. Oda just didn't explain it.
What are your thoughts on individuals like Matt B saying that Nidai is more important than Enma because of the curse thing? Do you buy into that?
I would like that to be true, but the fact of the matter is that curses have never once shown to actually be important and or matter.
Yeah, so it's just a community thing at this point.
Also, you taking the bait on Enma is now useless. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't. I think Emma is useful. Obviously, I just don't think it's going to be something that Zoro really needs as a permanent weapon.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he might get Emma as a permanent weapon, but like the entire or the lack of lore behind Emma certainly doesn't.
Yeah,
prove the
that was the
blade.
weirdest shit thing as well with the flashback. It's kind of like Edmund's just there and there's no lore behind it, which is really
It
weird.
has more, it has more emphasis when he gets a sword instead of Odin using it.
Yeah,
Which is
like
really weird.
it's so weird, dude. Like, why not have a little page or two about the Edma lore, just so we understand how powerful it is?
I don't know.
It's so weird. Dude.
It's confusing.
It's weird. Like he appears in the flashback in the first panel with him. I'm like,
Odin's like, I want to save all the cool shit with this sword for Zoro because I love Zoro.
okay,
Fuck,
give us the
fucking right.
lore. Like, everyone loves
it's-
lore.
that's
All right,
weird.
just give it to us.
Yeah.
All right?
Lore galore.
Everyone loves it. Everyone eats that shit up. All right?
Mhm.
From Tom. When do you think we'll get a panel of all the Straw Hats, including Jinbei, on the study? Will it ever get another Zoro Sanji team up? All right, 2 questions here. It probably will be when the Straw Hats turn up and they're like, everything's safe, Scabbers. Let's go take down Kaido. I can imagine it happening there. Jinbei's there as well. Because, Jinbei's here for some reason.
I can see that.
I
Wait,
mean, definitely up one for sure.
Will we ever get to see another Zoro Sanji team up? Well, we only ever saw a Sanji Zoro team up in Longry Longland. So, wow.
Yeah.
I guess you can count Oars as well, in that they did some stuff
I
together.
mean, they kind of like
that's a crew team up. That doesn't
yeah,
count.
they did
They
combo
kinda-
tags together though. So
they kind of teamed up in after the Yasuo death. I guess.
It would be cool to get like a duo battle
yeah,
because like that would be a cool way for Oda to explore their dynamic as a character because
Yeah, like
they don't actually have a rivalry. They're just like douches to each other. They
Yeah.
don't have a
Ha-
legitimate rivalry
yeah.
that's based in anything.
have Sanji and Zoro fight King, so it makes sense.
yeah,
Do
See,
that.
I would like that.
yeah. I would mind. I
would
would
like
like.
that.
I would like that. That'd be
The same way that I kind of I would like just team ups in general.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good way to explore character dynamics. It would be really cool to have Zoro and Sanji do a team up.
yeah.
Mhm.
All right. From Zad Nadaf. Sorry for last week. I obviously wrote my question like a retard. I'll clarify it this time. Yeah, last week his question made no sense and I was very confused. So now he's clarified it. Odin is all burnt up. King is covered in leather and has fire coming off him. Could King be Odin? Zombie Odin, BDSM Odin. True King of Wano
What
type
about the
thing.
race?
I don't
Yeah.
know that because King's
Wait.
in the flashback. I don't think this
What
is
about the
possible.
race?
It's not possible, but it's
It's
fun.
not possible, but it's a fun question, I guess. I think there's
That
another
is
part to
pretty
his
fun.
question as well.
From Dev, why would Shanks come to Wano when he clearly wants whatever Blackbeard's doing, and he seems to say that's more important to him than coming to Wano? Come on, guy.
Conjecture, I guess.
Conjecture, I guess. Like, we got one panel of Sengoku saying Shanks is fighting Kaido in the seas, and then he turned up to Marineford. You know how much reasons why Shanks could turn up to Wano there are? So many. It's like, I've come to avenge my boy Odin. Okay, done. Easy
I've come
response.
to help Luffy.
I've come to help Luffy. It's time we
Or because
meet
the
Luffy.
balance of the world is shifting. I need to be
Yeah,
here for
I've
this
come.
important
I've
event.
come to stop Big Mom and Kaido.
I've come to support Luffy in this battle against two emperors. 'cause
Oh
this
no,
balance.
Blackbeard showed up. That's the guy I was looking for.
Exactly.
Follow him.
Exactly.
Fucking, I need to fulfill the prophecy of Roger, what he said to me, or I've already been to Rafter, I know the prophecy, so I'm here now.
Yeah, there's so many reasons why I could turn up. It's like, whatever. Yeah, there's so many reasons. Same with revolutionaries, same with the Navy, and same with Blackbeard. Anyone can fucking turn up.
Anyone really.
Anyone can really turn up in this war.
Mihawk, who knows?
Mihoku.
Mihawk
Now,
could turn up.
Drizzt, thoughts on Mihawk not even being brought up at all ever in Wano, and your expectations on that?
Missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah.
Because missed opportunity for sure. Because I don't know if Oda intended for Wano all along to be some like subversion of people's expectations, where people thought, "Oh, we're in Samurai Land. We're gonna get so much cool samurai stuff," and Oda's like, "Haha, jokes on you, not." But like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's definitely.
I would have expected something of it mentioned with Odin, considering how prolific Odin was supposed to be. And whenever Odin was on his ventures with Roger, it was stated, at least in the Viver cards, that Mihawk was already a famous pirate.
But what does that
during
mean
Roger's
though?
prime.
Does it mean he's like
famous. He's
Luffy.
famous, which means he's a known figure.
Does that mean like Luffy after Alabasta famous? Because he was known.
I don't know, the
You know what I
section's
mean?
very big, but the
Yeah.
point matter is that like he's not like some like fodder nobody like in the East Blue like I got 30 million berry bounty. I'm you know.
Yeah, we got $2 from Sad, and he says, Christian,
Yeah.
sick punts for answering our question. Now, I think he was trying to say sick cunts, but didn't want to write it.
Okay.
I don't think
We
YouTube
answer
will let-
all the questions here. That's what we do. We answer all the questions. Real
Put your
questions.
questions in the comment section below. We'll read them.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Where are we? From Red. Do you feel a general sense of security for most of the characters, like nothing could ever go wrong, especially the main cast? A sense of will they, won't they, is being absent. So what does Oda have to do in the manga to raise the stakes and escalate tensions, in your opinion?
They need to struggle very hard against the characters they fight in this war. Which
Yeah, we need to see, because it's been a cakewalk for most of the characters except for Luffy in the time skip. So let's have all the like Zoro and Sanji struggle against fights. Let's have Luffy struggle against fights. I mean, Luffy's already been one shot by Kaido.
Yes, Silvers, you can jump in.
Another way would be to have injuries matter.
Yeah.
Because this has been something that's been heavily absent. So like Luffy, he like, this is weird. I don't know why Oda even introduced this aspect if it never mattered, because apparently Chopper can regenerate lost flesh.
Chopper has mystical bandages, right? Chopper's got mystical bandages.
He got punctured and made a giant hole of by Katakuri.
Drizzt.
There's all these things that can happen. He lost his tooth and drank milk and it came back.
But here's the thing, right?
Hydruden got his body shattered and bandages healed him in 3 days.
You're right.
So, I don't know.
Here's the thing, right?
He had like every bone in his body broken.
Right, injuries used to matter in like the pre-time skip with like Zoro always being injured and shit.
Yeah, and like Luffy's got a special body like all the other emperors, so I'm not mad
like
at it.
all of the top tiers got like scars, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Luffy's got
Give
scars.
these boys some battle. I mean, like, well, not that he actually got from battle.
It's like also a design, like iconic thing. You don't want to add like every scar he's ever gotten, because then like the character gets like annoying to like
Draw all the time, yeah.
Well, I'm saying, like, it doesn't have to be like these big, mangled, oh, what a tough guy, biker guy. Like, you could have like these little knickknacks that you could draw on the character.
Well, I would have appreciated the scar from Katakuri being real, because that would have meant something.
Yeah, that would have been like.
And also, his Luffy's hat is supposed to have stitches through it, which Oda never draws, but it's on official merch and stuff. So
yeah,
he draws it sometimes.
It's on the merch in the background right here, so you can see.
It's canon. Oda just, I don't know. Oda actually forgets details a lot. He's admitted this. Like with Ace, he forgets to draw Ace's freckles like 85%.
I mean, he went like 20 chapters without drawing Sanji's goatee. So like,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, he's done that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna drag Silvers in. So,
all right, go on, my boy.
Silvers, you in?
Silvers.
Yo, what's
going on, man?
boys?
What do you want in, Silvers? What do you want to talk about?
Been noticeably absent for a while.
That's true. Where you been?
Yeah. Taking care of stuff for work.
Okay.
Taking care of business.
Medical stuff, tax season.
You still eating them
eating
chicken nuggets?
Absolutely not. Those things tried to kill me.
Okay. Yeah.
They tried nuggets, boy.
All right. So we're almost done with this episode, Silver. So you got anything?
Yeah, figured.
You got anything to say? Oh.
I wanted to hop in on the Mihawk.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he mentioned in Wano so far?
Okay.
Okay.
My take on it is because it's not relevant yet. We have more important things to talk about and do aside from, oh man, do you remember this crazy samurai that came to Wano all those years ago? No.
Yeah.
I don't think that's relevant right now.
Okay.
But
It's also assuming that like no samurai was there when Mihawk was growing, so I don't know who he would fight.
Yeah, who's he fighting? Like Ashra Doji? Like,
yeah, who's he gonna fight?
But at the same time, it's like Drizzt said, I'm not sure if Oda always planned to subvert expectations because I was one of the people, and I've said this multiple times, I was one of the people who believed that we were going to get to Wano and you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a swordsman that was just as strong as Zoro.
Yeah, it's the corruption of the perfect image of Wano that Orochi's put on Wano now, because he's not letting anyone train, and once Wano's back to where it was at Dojo's, will open and samurai
Yeah,
will
the
be a thing
dojos will
again.
return, but at the same time, I like that Oda subverts expectations when it comes. But this was one of them that he should have just stuck with it for.
Yeah.
I really do believe so.
Well, if
You
you
think there's a
like,
possibility we could still get it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a possibility.
Yes, but by the
Would
time we
it wouldn't be like significant then, I guess, right?
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get some Mayhawk lore when it's time for Zoro to get in there. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping
'cause-
we get some like this is me just wanting this, but I'm hoping that one of the reasons why the act ends is that we get that transitional chapter and we get to see what happens with the warlords, and then like we get like maybe their bounties, and each person comes with like lore, like Mihawk, the man who blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
bounty,
Yeah.
blah.
Like similar to the Emperors and how we got those.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like
Give me,
that would be
give me,
cool to do
give me a
more.
prediction for Mayhawk and how high his band is gonna be.
Okay,
No
so
crew, no
Matt
islands, no
B-
influence. You gotta remember that.
Here's the thing. I am trying to temper my expectations because Oda released Sabo's bounty in a book that's not even in the canon material, but that now the bounty's canon.
Yeah.
Mihawk isn't, by all definition, unless there's lore that explains this, he should not be a pirate.
Yeah, he's just
Nothing
an
about what
outlaw.
Mihawk does is a pirate. But
Except
apparently
like,
in the past he's been
yeah.
chased before by the Marines.
He's an
So
outlaw.
they must have been
yeah.
chasing him for some reason.
I
Like, we
guess
don't see a guy
I
breaking
guess
the law.
technically he's been on the seas in a boat.
Yeah,
I guess that makes him
yeah.
a pirate. What
he's
bad
a,
things has he
he's
done?
a man. He's a man on the sea, and he caused trouble.
Well,
Maybe
he does.
that's
He
what
does
qualifies
chase.
pirate.
He does chase Don Creed across oceans.
Maybe he
to-
did that with Navy ships. You know.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I imagine
you know
he's
that-
not the most, calm individual.
I guess maybe in his journey to find strength, he just like beat up a bunch of people and they're like, "Yeah, hey, you can't do that."
Yeah,
Beat
basically.
up a bunch
Basically,
of
that's what
people.
it is.
He's
yeah.
looking for strong swordsmen. Maybe some of those swordsmen happen to be Marines, and he
Look,
didn't give a.
I
he just
expect it
didn't
to
give a
be. I expect Mihawk's bounty to be somewhere between 1 and 2 billion.
I expect it to be at least 2 billion.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
getting
I
close
was
to
gonna say the
Blackbeard.
same.
It's getting too close to Blackbeard,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I don't think that
No,
matters.
even still.
Because
And-
here's the thing,
and-
right? Here's the thing,
And
right?
his bounty was frozen for a while. Yeah, but all that
Which
nonsense.
means it could have been really high when it was frozen. But if they're going to like, because all of the bounties are going to be updated because like they want Mihawk now, so there's a reason to raise it.
Yeah.
If we learn that like, and I don't think this is going to be the case, but you could use this as justification.
Yeah.
If a couple like big shot quote unquote fodder characters were sent to Mihawk and Mihawk just fodderized them,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That'd
and
raise
then
his
like they're
bounty
like,
as
oh
well,
my
yeah.
god, dude, this guy's in big trouble. We need to send the bigwigs after him. Then that could be a reason to raise
Well,
his
but-
bounty even higher. But at this
Yeah.
point, it has to be higher than look what the Straw Hats are dealing with, because then it's not as exciting. If it's lower than Luffy's, then it's not exciting.
But here's the thing, right? The bounties are weird in the way that, like, the right-hand man to Dragon, the world's most wanted man, is like 600.
I think that bounty needs to be put into around context because that was released just after Dressrosa, where Luffy was 500.
Yeah, so by now it's probably like infinitely bigger.
Because he attacked.
You'd have to,
If-
you'd
if-
have to imagine that.
I mean,
Mihawk-
if-
that- oh, go ahead.
Also, like, Jack was just given $1 billion after this, so like it's this weird void area where that was probably like put into the story.
But you gotta remember, like,
4 months before like Luffy's bounty of 500 was revealed.
you gotta
so, like-
remember, like, Mihawk has no crew. He has no influence of
but
over
that
countries and
doesn't
shit.
fucking matter.
That's
We
what
all
would
know that
add
doesn't
to a
matter.
high bounty
You'd
hype,
have-
though. Like that's what would add to it.
Yeah, that would add
You'd
to
have
it.
to
Yeah.
imagine that.
Like if he was a
Mihawk-
solo man, and they even say it, like the one man pirate crew, like it can kind of be like Naruto,
One-man
where it's
army,
like
yeah.
the one man QB or whatever. You know, like, this is a one man army.
Yeah.
You know, high priority.
guess,
You
yeah.
can't mess with Mihawk.
I guess
kinda
we
thing.
can
One
like.
of the major
What do we
events that
expect like
probably-
King to be as his bounty? What, like
1.4, 1.3. It's not higher than Luffy.
What's Queen's?
1.5, something like that.
With-
Queen's is 1.3.
Yeah, 1.3.
Then yeah, 1.4 for Kings maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess like Mihawk has to be above King.
Yeah, because like Mihawk's look. Here's the thing. If we had already seen a frozen bounty from Mihawk, it'd be kind of easier to speculate. But it's
Yeah.
been kept a mystery for 23 years.
And we don't know how long.
It's
Do we,
got
know,
you have to impress with it.
do we know how long he's been a warlord for?
No,
It was
we
after
do, but I can't
sometime
remember.
after Roger's death.
yeah.
Right. So he, I guess
You have to imagine
theoretically,
that
he
one
could have
of the-
been.
one of the events that
Yeah.
led to Mihawk becoming a warlord had to be, the duel between him and Shanks. I mean, Shanks wasn't as strong. Shanks and Mihawk might not have been as strong as they are now,
Yeah,
well,
but it was still a duel worthy enough for even
It's-
Whitebeard to go, Jesus Christ.
It's
So,
still
if it
silvers.
was
It's
frozen
probably
at
a
that point-
yeah. It's probably a thing
Frozen
where
at
he
that
like
point.
reaches the top of the mountain and he's like, I don't want anyone chasing me anymore. So I'll just become
Yeah.
a warlord.
They offered it to him, and he just said, "To
Anyway.
hell with it, sure."
Jordan
Anyway,
Lee
fuck
asked. Jordan Lee asked the eternal question on Mihawk: will Zoro be world's greatest swordsman in the final arc?
yes.
When is this fight happening?
I think
Zoro
it
will
happens-
end up. Zoro will end up as the world's greatest swordsman. I think that's confirmed.
In the
In the
final war or
Blackbeard
after
fight?
the final war?
In the final war, I think, because like
Yeah.
my opinion, you actually you've already heard my ideas, yeah, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't need to repeat it then.
Yeah, we know. But my idea is Zoro does it in the after everything's said and done, as his final challenge, because I think Mihawk has to be the final fight for Zoro.
Well, Mihawk has no reason to join the Navy side, really.
He's already out of the Navy. He's already an outlaw. Like he can't really join back with him.
Yeah, he's not gonna like join.
Yeah.
What do you,
It'd be like really sus.
Drizzt, what are your thoughts on the Black Blade? Like, do you assume that's a final thing for Zoro? Because a lot of people are saying he's gonna get it in Wano, which makes no sense to me.
I would greatly dislike it if Zoro got it in here because like it would basically trivialize the path
Yeah.
of what it means to get a Black Blade. If it was so easy that all you had to do was like fight a couple of dudes in Wano to get it, then there's no reason other
Dude,
characters shouldn't
it
have
has to be some mystical bullshit because only two
This has
characters
to
have
be
it.
some like end of series. Like Zoro has to
Yeah,
earn
100%.
and work his way to get this shit. He can't like he's basically a baby still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can't. If Odin didn't have a Black Blade, Zoro's not getting a Black Blade this arc.
Yeah,
Yeah, unacceptable. Unacceptable.
if Rayleigh didn't have it, if Shanks doesn't have it,
If
if
Roger didn't have it, what do we? Come on.
Like it has to be like it has to be some godlike path you have to follow to get it. Otherwise, everyone
yeah,
would have a Black
and
Blade.
Ryuma died and it became black. Ryuma didn't have a Black Blade.
Yeah.
That'd be
Until his
like
death.
if Luffy, like literally, as soon as we found out about, instantly mastered it, and he was better than Katakuri with it. That
Okay.
it would make no sense.
All right, but let's not get salty.
But such a higher degree than that, Silvers.
yeah, because only two characters in the verse have two.
And
Black Blades.
one was the Sword God.
Yeah, Ryuma. Yeah, and one's the world's greatest swordsman. So, come on.
Yeah, it's a massive feat. We can all agree.
And I think only one Ichimonji will be black. I don't think all three will be black.
Yeah.
I could see all three being black, but it'd be more symbolic if it was the Wado.
Yeah.
All right, next question from Ragni. Does Blackbeard plan to revive Zebek with Warrior's Devil Fruit? It's
People
possible.
have to remember how Mori's. You don't
Warrior's
get.
Devil Fruit is complete bullshit. All right,
Yeah, you don't get Zebek back. You get his body with someone's soul.
and then he might go back and forth
Eventually,
between
the
him and
shadow.
the body
Yeah,
shadow.
and
whatever.
then the body remembers its own. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
But the body remembering its old personality, it varies because
Yeah, it's so weird, dude.
Brooks' shadow was in Ryuma for longer than Luffy's, but in Ryuma you'd have to assume has a will than Brook.
And like
And
Sindri
Brooke's
somehow
personality-
remembers what happened to her because of her body, and
Warrior's
very-
Devil Fruit is weird as fuck.
It's fucking dumb.
Sindri also like came back from the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird as fuck, right? Warrior's Devil Fruit, weird as fuck. No one knows how it works. I guess it's possible to revive
we all
Zebek.
assume Mori's joining Blackbeard's crew. I think that's pretty safe to
Well, I don't
assume.
know if he's joining his crew.
I
He might
want
be
him
like
to-
strong man
well,
to like.
yeah,
you can't resist.
he'll be a part of it in some way.
I don't like the ideas stating that Mori is dead. I do not like those ideas.
He's not dead.
It completely destroys the entire emphasis of having him fight Kaido to begin with. If there's no resolution.
Yeah.
Bruh, he's not dead. We know he can teleport out of nowhere when in Marineford when he teleported from Doflamingo.
Well, that's been confirmed that Absalom.
Is
Yeah,
that-
that was Absalom?
Was it?
Yeah, that's been confirmed.
Doflamingo literally said he just vanished into thin air. He didn't
And then
swap
and
the shadow.
the SBS is Otis like, yeah, that was Absalom.
What about the black box bat thing? Doesn't he kind of teleport like that? Or am I making that up?
Well, no, black box is just a box.
He can transfer his shadow and that takes the damage or whatever. He can do some. He can get away.
Yeah,
I-
he can
but I yeah.
Get away, but
I mean,
in the
not like
the
island
comment,
level.
the comment that Doflamingo said was like he literally just vanished into thin
Yeah.
air.
Yeah, but come on,
Like,
come
he
on,
just vanished.
Dofla, you got that observation hierarchy. What?
Oh yeah, I think we can all agree
I
that
think Dofla just didn't
Doflamingo
get
let
far.
Moria go.
Anyway.
Anyway, moving on.
Mori's alive and probably going to be a part of Blackbeard's crew.
Alright. From Killer 69, do you think Blackbeard will will be the focus after Wano when he has his third Devil Fruit after taking Kaido's Devil Fruit.
Wait, after he takes his devil fruit.
You know what?
After-
Next
Why is it that?
question. Next question. I'm
All right,
not
next
answering-
question, Eric.
Why is it that people speak about certain things as if it's?
Yeah, we've
absolute
been through
fact?
this. We've been through this multiple times.
Fuck's
Alright.
sake.
Christ.
From Odin Sun
Wait,
supporter.
are we
Next question,
going out of
killer.
court?
Next question. All right, next
Good
question.
man, killer.
All right. From Odin
I'm
Sun
listening to
supporter.
hard copy.
What will the baddies of the Straw Hats, including GMA, be at the end of the Wano arc? Also, will Carrot join the crew? Down Carrot join the crew.
No.
Carrot joined the crew's dead.
All right.
Right.
What will Luffy's
Drizzt-
baddie be? I don't know, 2 billion.
I'm gonna
Drizzt,
say
me
like
and you have
3.
spoken
Yeah, like
to,
this is unheard of territory.
Yeah, but Blackbeard, he can't
It
be hiding
has
the
to be,
Blackbeards. Come on. Can't be
It's
hiding the
getting doubled,
Blackbeards.
bro.
Fuck
double?
Black.
Because Blackbeard's gonna grow, but Blackbeard's doing something, so it's
Okay,
going
yeah,
up.
fair enough. Blackbeard can grow too.
Yeah,
Blackbeard's
Blackbeard.
making some kind of
Blackbeard's a
move.
dude that's been in the shadows all
Yeah,
his
he's
life,
making
so-
gains. Like he's gonna be probably like 4 bill or something. Like, Luffy's definitely gonna get double. If he is in the process of taking down to Yonko and he got double or
Yeah,
triple
fuck
just
yeah.
from being associated with the commanders.
And according to
definitely
Garb, the most dangerous event in history.
Yeah.
So,
double. Yeah,
and Shanks will also increase to 6 bill.
definitely double. 3 bill easy.
Yeah. Shanks.
Big,
Shanks.
Shanks will increase his 6 bill after Yonko, after this arc. So yeah.
He'll go get the 200 bill.
Zoro will probably be a bill.
Zoro, Commander, billion. You know, that kind of
Sanji
level.
like whatever 700, and then who cares about the rest?
I've seen people say that it would be like an Oda thing to do after like giving him 10. That he would be stuck at 999 mil,
Yeah.
and
I
Zoro
mean,
would be like
well,
probably like 1.2 billion or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you want to do that joke again.
Yeah, I guess
As
we'll do
far
that.
as-
Yeah.
As far as the whole Carrot joining thing, I think I've spoken to Drizzt about that at length on the neck to neck that I did. Go
Yeah.
check that out. I've spoken with you guys.
Carrot's
multiple
not joining,
times.
alright?
It's not more
Relax.
crap.
Right.
It's not happening.
It's
What
not
would
happening.
be the purpose of Carrot joining?
She's a background character at this point.
Exactly.
They're not
People
happening.
said once we got to Wano,
All right.
she wait.
Oh, Killer has a spicy question.
Okay.
He returns with a spicy question. Fujitora is stronger than Mihawk. Prove me wrong.
Did you see Stampede?
Drizzt, you want to take that?
Wait, you have to make an argument. You can't like say that as if
That's his
Fujitora
question.
gets benefit of the doubt.
That's his question.
For
Killer.
real, like
You can't even say like you got to make an argument as why Fujitora, some young buck,
Prove it.
who
Prove
is
it
a
wrong.
swordsman, is
he said
stronger than the
prove him
strongest.
wrong, but
That's
there's
the
nothing to
question. I
prove
don't know what you want from
wrong.
me.
There's no
Prove
He's a
him wrong.
swordsman.
Prove him wrong, Zoro. Prove him wrong,
Zoro.
Drizzt.
Drizzt. I mean, like, look, dude. Okay, how strong is Fujitora?
Admiral level.
I need to talk to this guy face to face. How strong do you think? Was it Mihawk like first commander level or something?
Yeah, Mihawk. What about the theory that Zoro already beat Mihawk? What do you think about that theory?
Wait, what's the theory?
Cut out.
There's one cover page where Mihawk's farming, right? You see that cover
Right.
page? And
absolutely.
people use that to say Mihawk's retired from swordsmanship and that Zoro's already defeated him in the time skip.
There's also
I've seen it.
also,
It's terrible.
A cover page of there's also a cover page of Aokiji like sitting in the cold. Does
Hey
that
man,
mean that he
hey man,
lost his
I'm just
power?
reporting a theory. I don't say I believe it. All right.
What, Drizzt, what do you think about people saying that like the whole thing with Mihawk and Zoro is dead because of the training? I don't really get it, but
It's founded in nothing.
Yeah.
For those who believe that, like you kind of missed the point of like what the path of being a swordsman is to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Shanks and
always just a
Mihawk were
passion
friends
teacher.
and fought.
Yeah. It's not like Mihawk did something bad to Zoro in his past as well. It's not like Mihawk's this villain that Zoro has to take down. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just
I
an
find
instinct.
that-
It's just a challenge,
swordsman
yeah.
honor thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find that
You
more
want to get stronger. You
interesting.
want to fight people who are strong.
All right.
What were you saying, Silvers?
Yeah.
I find that more interesting rather than it's just they have no connection except he wants to
it
be
like
strong.
it blows my mind. This has been set up for fucking 20 years, and he's gonna pull the trigger at the end and have him fight Shiryu for the title. Ridiculous.
No.
Ridiculous.
Literally, like top
killed
10
my
worst things
master.
of all time.
Yeah, it's like people saying like Luffy won't meet Shanks to get the hat back. Like, what the fuck?
I hate that.
All right.
Shanks has to die. Get to give him the hat. It's emotional. So like,
Bro, I've seen it in fan art, therefore it will happen. All right.
It's a fan.
All
I've seen it.
right. Next
All right.
question.
That was the last question, and the show is over.
oh,
Shout outs to Drizzt Coon for turning up today. Shout outs for Silvers.
Thank you.
Shout out to the people who come in for the live chat.
The people we talked to earlier in the show.
Mhm.
Sorry. All right.
Man, we talked about VV being Joy Boy, which I think Drizzt is intrigued.
Oh yeah,
Which
for
is-
sure.
Which is like,
That's
anyway.
a groundbreaking revelation. Just as intrigued.
there we go.
So, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We are over 3K subscribers.
Yes.
Uh,
We're literally on 3K.
We're literally on 3K, so it could go up, could go down. You know.
It's gonna go down. I'm in the video.
Yeah, I was gonna say since Drizzt is in the video, it's gonna go down. You know.
He
it's-
behaved himself though this week.
Hey,
did.
but I'm here, so
Silvers could balance it out. All right. So, yeah. Thanks for
Drizzt,
everyone turning up.
I believe you have some kind of script video coming out that'll shake the community.
Oh, he's starting Marineford, baby. He's starting the End War right now.
I mean, you see my progress. There's already 33 pages written.
He's going in, boy.
Nice and succinct
This-
for the people, huh? Nice
This
and
is a
succinct.
big. This is a chunky video. You're gonna have to like watch it throughout a week.
All right. So get ready for the End War to start once Drizzt releases this video.
That's right. Get your Reddit accounts ready.
Everyone's strolling up to comment on this video. All right. It's gonna be the great anime war of 2020.
That's right.
All right.
I'll be modern.
Yeah. That's right. All right. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Shanks is the God King.